What's poppin', Tub Nation? Welcome back to Tub Takes. This is a VGC video podcast where we go over what's been making waves in the VGC scene. Today, I am joined by my co-host Adi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And this week we got a special guest. We have, I think, for the first time ever. Is that right? We have Joe on the podcast. Have we had you before?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the first time. How's it going, everyone? How you doing?
Excited. We're grabbing you after your most important finish of all, second in the GC in the NA region.
Yeah.
Jokes aside,
And like ninth in Europe or something, right?
gosh, I haven't actually really looked at them. Did Europe smoke us again? We'll have to see.
Oh yeah. Oh, it wasn't even close. It was not even close. Like literally so I think I was like 1779 or something, and it's just like all Europe like above, and then Juan Salerno of course like sneaking in there as well. But like yeah, it was crazy.
One on a tear.
But I mean, hey, Wolf won, so I guess you know we're still
another NA win. Another NA win.
Exactly. Yep. Can't stop winning.
That is the best part when it comes to like region beef. Is like, I do think if you take away like the best player in both regions, like EU's got us pretty beat lately. But if you keep Wolf in the conversation, we're looking pretty good. Okay. Yep. All right. Anyways, we also have Neno joining us. Neno, you're here in the screenshot using the Cleavor. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you for the invitation. Hi.
Awesome. And I guess we can talk about it more in the preview, but you'll also be coming out to Vegas, right?
Yeah. Actually, I'm flying tomorrow in the morning, like probably 9 hours from now. I'm going to be in the flight and landing in the afternoon, well, early afternoon in Vegas. First time in Vegas, actually. I'm pretty hyped.
I'm excited.
Oh, your first time in Vegas? Oh, you're having a great time.
I imagine it'll be a lot of people's first time in Vegas this coming weekend. Yeah. So
it'll be my first time in Vegas too.
Yep.
Really? Oh man. Oh, you're in for a treat. Vegas is awesome.
Yeah. All right, so let me just finish getting us through the intro here. So if you guys are here now, but you know you won't be able to finish watching the show, this is going to be on YouTube tomorrow on Adi's YouTube channel, CK49. And if you have any questions for our guests or us or anything like that, follow along and talk in the chat. We'll be reading the chat as we go. So if you have anything that you're wondering about, just ask. And then with that, I think our first topic of today is Toronto coming up.
Yeah. And so signups for Toronto are coming up on Wednesday. So today, if you're watching on YouTube, tomorrow, if you're watching on Twitch. And don't forget to sign up. It's going to be the first event in NA in Regulation F. Is this going to be the first event, period, in Regulation F? Does anyone know?
I'm not sure. It's definitely either the first or second event, though. I'm pretty sure.
I think there's looks like there's a special event in Turin before this, but that's not right. It might be the first event. And yeah, so first event of Regulation F. If you're excited to play Regulation F, this is a good tournament to sign up for. And then I also love going to Toronto. It's just a beautiful city. Are either of you guys going to Toronto regionals?
Oh, of course. Yeah, you have to. I feel like you have to, right? Like, I think I was talking to back in Anaheim. I was talking to the Japanese players at Worlds, and they were like, "Oh, what are like the best like events in America?" I'm like, "Well, it's not really America, but I'm like, if you're going to regional, like it's definitely Toronto, right? Like or Vegas if you're gonna go." Because I just feel like those are like the two best like possible locations. But Toronto's like an amazing city. I think like every time I've gone, it's been a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've been
to any chance you are? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to joke about it. Neno, are you coming to Toronto?
No, unfortunately not. I mean, I'm not really like hunting for my trip. It's really a big coincidence that I'm going to Vegas. It's just like I'm starting a new job next year, and I had like a couple of free days. I took it just like, I don't know, 2 months before, just an advantage. And yeah, I played like Frankfurt, doesn't go well. I played Danzig, didn't go well. I was like, come on, at least it's Vegas. So I just want to have to do it.
Yes. I'm hoping that it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, on the subject of Toronto, it's not completely out of the question. I think we were talking to Fede just was that last week or 2 weeks ago? Whatever. We were talking to Fede, and he was saying that he was thinking about going to Toronto. So
Mhm.
And
And of course,
I
last
mean,
year we saw Marco get to finals of Toronto, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So
A
Well,
lot
Marco
of
loves Toronto.
Zero.
He'll always pull up. Usually.
right.
And I think in the Umbra team tweet that we keep pulling up every few weeks when we check which Japanese players are going to which regionals, I think a bunch of them are going to Toronto as well. So another one of those tournaments that, again, Toronto, incredible city, super easy to get to from Europe, so a lot of Europeans like to come to it. And I think like Joe said, other than Vegas, it's maybe my favorite city on the entire schedule, basically every year. And so I like Vancouver as well a lot too, although that was not happening this year. But yeah, Toronto regionals. I'm a little worried that it might cap because we saw Vegas have a lot of international players come and invade, and it obviously is a little easier to get to for a lot of North American players, but that one capped within 3 hours of signups going up, 3 or 4 hours. So if you are going to Toronto, normally Canadian regionals don't cap immediately. Normally they cap after a month or two, but I would still sign up right away just because it does seem like a lot of international players are going to be coming to this event. I guess technically we're international players for this event, but you know what I mean.
Yo, true. I'm not planning on doing this one. I was actually very much considering it. The 18th is my birthday, so I was like, oh, birthday regional. And then I was like, I would actually rather my birthday regional just be another Champions event. And so I will probably just plan on fitting an extra event later down the line if and when we switch over to Champions or whatever. So, yeah, Regulation F doesn't excite me too much. So probably not going to be doing this one. Probably actually after Vegas, just sitting out until Seattle. I think that's the way the schedule looks like, but that's just for me. Anyways, there was one thing in the chat here that I don't know. I just wanted to comment on it because I do see this like kind of like mindset a lot. And even if you're just like joking around Aquamarine, it is something that I find is interesting. You said, imagine fighting for your life to get Worlds points, and Wolf wins the GC, knowing he might be skipping the rest of the season. This is kind of the same thing as like when somebody who's like capped out on locals goes to the next local and beats you and like knocks you out of cut, and you don't get your points and stuff like that. And I just like you got to be able to beat the best to ultimately get there. Like everyone's entitled to just play in whatever tournament they want, you know. So. Aqua
That
sounds
was
good.
I'm not gonna lie, that was spitting, bro. That was some bars right there. I'm not gonna lie, that's like a motivational quote on the wall type thing, bro. That was fire.
No, it's
Also-
just stupid.
also-
Go ahead, Adi.
Wolf is going to be fighting for an invite this year. He's
Yes.
going to go to more events. He's not sitting out the rest of the season. He's sitting out. He's going to come back when Champions is out, almost assuredly. And so,
Right.
if he wants to make a Worlds invite, only going to 3 or 4 majors, then he actually might need if he doesn't win a major, he might actually need the points. You know,
Yeah.
he didn't do especially well at Pittsburgh. He got like top 32, which is only okay by his standards. So yeah, like he might actually need the points from winning a GC, which does give you a big boost towards your invite, just in case he is on the edge of the periphery of it because he's skipping a lot of the season.
Yeah. I mean, I think the GCs in general too, like it's funny because I feel like obviously with the newer system, like there's the majors give you a lot of points now, but like even in like travel award races or just like randomly your invite, right? Especially with it being a 75 bubble, right? Besides the obviously guaranteed invites from the people who like win or get top 4 in internationals, like I actually feel like 75 is a really good amount, right? Like that can make a huge difference. Like, I mean, even see someone who's filled out their local BFLs and how much it impacts like a travel award period or like the entire like season even. So
I had a friend get top 16, which is I think 25 points, and that's like not going to be nothing, you know. You'd be happy to have earn 25 from the comfort of your own home. Obviously triple that if you can go all the way and win the whole thing, but even like a couple of 25s, if you just get all 25s, that's what we get 4 BFL now, so 100 extra points. 100 extra points could easily make a difference at the end of the season. So, all right.
Yeah. We do have
Go
one
ahead.
topic to cover, I guess, before we go back to the GC and we talk a little more about it. But
oh yeah, that was the Victory Road tournament, right?
Yeah. So if you are excited about Regulation F, the Victory Road tournament, Victory Road is hosting a tournament this weekend. A little awkward because there is a regional, and in 2 different regions, but I guess that makes it a good time to host one of the tournaments that is in a convenient time zone for Asia and Europe and not North America and Latin America. So I think that's what they're doing this time. First big Regulation F tournament of the year. So if you are excited for this format, as I think a lot of Europeans are, then go. It'll be at least go play in it. It'll be interesting to see for us what the Regulation F metagame looks like after being dormant for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Regulation F. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys. Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah. It is cool though that this will be like this is real stakes, and so people are going to maybe not completely break the metagame the first time coming back. Maybe some people had some ideas that they were just like, oh, I never actually got to bust it out. But for the most part, it's just going to be a reminder of what the top teams are and which ones rise all the way to the top, and then just create a brand new target on them. Like if boring Calm Mind Raging Bolt wins the whole thing, then everybody's going to do their best to make sure that they can beat that or figure out the best way to try to beat it if possible, or they'll just play it, or they'll just use it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with these kind of like, I think what VR is really good at is like, you won't see like as much meta development as like regionals, but there's always like some cool ideas in there, or at least like initially you get an idea of like what's performing really well online, and you can maybe like base a little bit of your approach off of it. I definitely think like when I also think too, like what's nice about it is it's pretty international, so you're playing it versus a lot of different players. But I would definitely say like
Right.
depending on the region you're in, there's probably big differences between what a VR meta looks like and then what like if you were like in NA, like what an NA regional would look like, right? Or like a EU regional would look like, I think, for sure. I think we even see that in like if you compare the regionals and what does well like side by side, right?
No, that's super real. 100%. But it is cool that you get to practice against people all across the globe. You can steal from Japanese players. That's always the truth. 100%. They're always cooking.
Yep.
All right. So
Honestly, guys,
next up,
I don't get
go
I
ahead.
don't get the hate this regulation gets in the whole, because in the end, like I think it was like 2 regionals where we had Call Mines, Raging Bolt everywhere, and
Right.
come on, it's not really that hard to handle. I mean, if you run your standard, also your own Raging Bolt, you have your Incineroar, Rillaboom, etc., it gets boring, it gets difficult. But there's so much stuff you can play to comprehend it or even to beat it.
I'm glad that we have
Honestly,
Nano
what's
as
your, what is your
the
view about this one?
what's that?
What is the problem? The problem with this Pokemon? I mean, you have like cover up dark.
Like with Raging Bolt?
Dragon Move?
Calm Mind Bolt? Well,
Yes, do
okay,
that.
I don't think it's a okay, because Raging Bolt itself is strong, right? But I don't think
Yeah.
it's the problem of like the Raging Bolt itself existing and all the other powerful Pokemon existing in a vacuum. I think like where it gets like tiring, at least from my perspective, because I know I hated this format towards the end of it, the first go around. It was basically because I would play versus a Raging Bolt balance team, right? And like I could win a lot of the time, but I'm sitting there for like 30 turns as I'm just seeing like Calm Mind fake out, switch Rillaboom, go for protect, right? Fake out, Calm Mind again, switch again. It's just like it's like the most uninteractive gameplay ever, and I feel like the most interactive gameplay in that matchup a lot of the times. Like I'm not saying there's not skill to it. There's obviously skill to it, but I think it's like much more interactive for the other person. But because the games extend so long, it gets like really boring sometimes.
I mean, I
top of
see
that-
your point, but you described
Mhm.
like the last 1.5 years Pokemon or VGC to me.
Mhm.
But it's
That's
so it's
true.
not that it's unbeatable. It's not that this is this overbearing
Yeah.
threat into the metagame. It's that it's unhealthy and unfun, right? And I think that those go hand in hand. Where the things that are unfun to play against, I are the things that I generally consider unhealthy. And what Joe described, that gameplay loop, is really really unfun, and it's so prevalent because there is so little counterplay to it in the format, and it's so much hard. It's so hard to build a better defensive core than is in Rillaboom, double fake out, just constantly cycling those. And you can put any number of enablers. You can put Goldango next to it. You can put the Calm Mind Raging Bolt next to it. You can put a Volcarona next to it. Right? There's a million Pokemon that you can put next to it, but it makes all the teams feel very samey. And then also, like Joe said, the Calm Mind Raging Bolt specifically is just incredibly toxic because of how long the games go, and in particular the mirror being as toxic as it is, and the mirror being, if this team is 15% usage of the format, you're going to have many mirrors every single round, right? And then it goes to time and it drags the tournaments on. And that's also like a legitimate problem, is that Swiss at these tournaments, especially if we're doing 9 rounds or 10 rounds like we've been doing for the last couple of regionals in day one, it takes forever. We're gonna get done later, and that also sucks. So yeah, I'm also just not a fan of the format from team building perspective and from a just like logistics perspective.
We'll be coming to it off of a format where Mike just mentioned it in the chat as well that like Volcarona Instant Rillaboom is doing really well right now. I guess you could also say the same about Golden Go. I know that you also mentioned both of those Pokemon Audi in like a Reg F context, but like that same style of play is doing very well in Regulation H, and it's yeah, it definitely just gets a little bit tiresome because like yeah, people are going to come to this next format and be like, what's changed? You know, no, it's just still Instant Rillaboom, but I guess the Rillaboom's allowed to run U-turn now because Landorus does the big ground damage. But no, just
yeah,
and honestly, Rillaboom having U-turn makes it even more annoying. Like that, it's almost a blessing that like high horsepower is as good as it is in Regulation H because you less often do you have to deal with them pivoting every single turn. Just always having the safe option of fake out if they need it. Yeah.
I also think too, another thing that's like interesting, because I know like obviously Regulation H got brought up as doing the same thing. Like obviously the power level's a little bit lower, so it's a little more manageable. But I also think it's really lame having to play against like Volcarona Instant Rillaboom as well, like QD spam, like whatever. Like it's still lame. Like it doesn't change the fact that it's lame. And I think the I'm not saying again, like I always look at it from a competitive perspective. If you think that's your best chance of winning, you should bring it, right? Like in the end, if you enjoy it, like you bring the best thing, right? For me, I think it's just a situation where like because we've had so much meta progression in both formats already, so you found like a lot of the optimal options. Of course, maybe there's a little bit more room for exploration, but for the most part, you found like the optimal like teams or like approaches. And then on top of that, we've played a bunch of other formats that have allowed us to like explore like other random sets on Pokemon. Like all of that just compounds into like a potentially even more obnoxious like balanced version being found, I think, in F. I think there's like two ways it can go. You either find that or people find more options that can actually deal with Raging Bolt.
I know. I'm in the Doomer camp there, where I feel like the balance teams will only get stronger and more balancier, and it's gonna be like, oh, the lessons we learned from previous formats are gonna make this one really obnoxious. But yeah, somebody was asking in the chat here, is it possible the first few Japan Nats qualifiers will be a separate format from in-game ladder? I imagine they will be Regulation F. I don't think they'll be qualifying in J. Maybe. That seems pretty absurd. But at this point, with Regulation F being confirmed to continue all the way through the end of March, there's a good chance that they are going to start their qualifiers before then. I think I had the calendar up here, and it was talking about dates that we had already announced for ladder tournaments. Yeah, so I guess the Grand Challenge 4 is January. There's a decent chance that that ends up being the... Well, wait, that's Grand Challenge.
That's ours. It's almost certain that the other the global challenges will be February, March, April, right? And then we go back to a Grand Challenge in May. And in that case, I personally wouldn't be shocked if Japan Nats, the entire thing was not on Champions and they kept it on Scarlet and Violet, because they did add that caveat when they announced Champions, or when they announced that we'd be switching over to Champions, was that some regions might not. And it wouldn't shock me if Japan just said, okay, we're gonna do all our qualifiers on the system that we know how it works, and then we're going to and then we'll switch over for Japan Nats to Champions. So
that's my point, actually. Yeah,
that's my working theory is what's going to happen. But I could totally see them doing Regulation F for the first couple of months and then Champions in April. But that, maybe they just do 1 month of Champions or 2 months of Champions whenever it comes out.
Yeah, man, we keep talking about that link. I really just need to go find it again because it is it just seems to be becoming more and more relevant as Champions gets further and further. Delayed is not the right word, but just it feels like it probably was. Yeah, we don't know for certain when the global challenges actually will be, and if they're going to be like a mixed bag. If like for example, Champions does release in time for us to be playing it in April, then maybe they'll mix it up, or maybe they'll just continuing them all out on Scarlet and Violet, and then we kind of just don't know enough to really speak on it. But definitely an interesting question. I think a lot of people have been wondering about it for sure.
Yeah, I feel like this is a really weird like transition year for like VGC. Obviously, like Champions is the next game for Worlds, but it definitely feels like I mean, not. I don't know how you really make it go smoother. I guess because of the time release and everything, but it definitely does feel really awkward that like I think like almost 2/3 of the season are in like the old game, and then like the last like third is in the new game. You know what I mean? Like I think it's different than when you have like the new games releasing in November, then people start playing it in January, right? Like there's definitely like a noticeable like awkwardness I think to the transition between the formats this year.
Right. No,
Mhm.
it definitely feels that way. The transition year thing, and um, I don't know. I was a lot more excited going into the season, thinking like we'd get to play a bit more champions to qualify for the world
Yeah.
championships. But now I don't even know how much we're gonna play. If it's gonna like for me personally, if it's gonna be one tournament, if it's just NAIC, if it's just worlds, you know, like or sorry, one regional, one internet. Yeah, I don't know. Every day just keeps getting more scary.
I guess that would be kind of well. Okay, I don't know. I guess this really depends on how you feel about 2023 Worlds being a completely new format. Like I know this was very controversial at the time. Imagine if
Right.
like the first tournament that you played in Champions was Worlds. Like, could you imagine how insane that was? Like that was like the main kickoff event. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen. We're probably gonna have something before. But could you imagine? Right,
I
the
wouldn't
first
say
tournament
obviously.
is
That's the
Worlds.
thing. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
true.
if
I
it's
guess.
like
Yeah, that's true.
at this
That'd be kind of
point.
sick, though. That'd be kind of cool.
I would take
It would be very
but-
exciting, but it would also be so chaotic because I'm sure there will
Yeah.
be bugs and stuff that they have not figured out yet. And I mean, we all remember the first event of Scarlet and Violet and all the disconnections and all that. And I feel like the first event of like every generation is always scary and it has issues. And so I hope they don't do that for the sanctity of the World Championships. But I mean, yeah, they could also do first event is the North American Championships. I would hope they test run it at a regional first just to make sure that everything works as intended.
Yeah, but I mean,
Mhm.
when we talk about, let's say technically, everything is perfect, everything runs fine. 2 weeks
Mhm.
before World announcing champions, it would be amazing. It would be the best viewer experience we ever had.
Mhm.
I
They
don't know
would
about
surely
two
have
weeks
enough.
before. Okay, I don't know about 2 weeks before. Maybe a little bit sooner than that, right? Like if I'm like 2 weeks, I'm like a week out from heading to like Worlds, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just not Scarlet and Violet. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'd be a little like upset about that, but I'm sure they'd tell us sooner than that. I hope at least.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think one of
They
the
also did
Right
tell us ahead of
before-
time that Worlds would be on Champions, and so like it'd be
Yes.
weird
So
if they were
far-
like, "Hey, it's 2 weeks, surprise drop, 2 weeks away from Worlds." Like we've just been waiting this entire time to find out what we're gonna play it.
no prepping.
Yeah.
It's just the most like no prep summer. Awesome, dude. I love it. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. And one of the most important things is honestly this applies to whenever Champions drops, is that we'll have to have enough time to get our Pokemon in game and stuff like that. You know, we are not going to be using all of the resources that we've accumulated over the years. You know, we might have to grind some amount of in-game currency or whatever amenities that you need to put together a team. So we like, you know, if it drops like March 31st for some reason, like the last day of March, like I don't think it would necessarily be chill to have that at Orlando, because like that is just not enough time to get a team in game and stuff. So yeah, there's got to be at least a bit of a gap from when it releases to when it actually is at tournaments.
Yeah, I think it probably depends on the system that they have for like actually getting teams in the game, right? As well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it depends how easy it is, I guess.
I
The thing
think
that-
I think 2 weeks is the minimum, right? I think you
Yeah,
have to have at least
yeah.
2 weeks of time, and I think that someone pointed out they had 2 weeks of Sun and Moon before UIC back in 2016.
Yes.
And so that also
that was,
kind of
by the
sets
way, that was
precedent
chaos.
as
It was
well.
chaos. So like we say 2 weeks is the minimum, but I'm saying that it's not really chill. I wasn't going to that tournament, so I was just taking my time going through Sun and Moon. People had to speed run the game. They were messaging all their friends like, all right, you're gonna breed my Pelipper, and you're gonna breed my Golduck. Like, please, just like I'm gonna be the Pelipper guy. I'm gonna get all the good Pelippers. Like, it's just so.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was horrible. Okay. Yeah. That was definitely very, very amusing. Yeah. So bringing us back though, I guess like we could probably continue to talk about any other Regulation F things now, because we were already kind of on the subject of it. I feel like probably just slotting in and out, moving things around a little bit is probably the way to go. So that said, yeah, the thing about Regulation F is, and like Joe was saying earlier, is that like we're either going to find better tools or not. I do think there's a bit of a Regulation H, like late. We're coming from Regulation H effect, where like people will be running like some of the stuff that did good in Regulation H, and honestly might inspire more people to run the instant Rilla teams that are already really popular because instant Rilla teams are doing really well right now. So they'll be like, "This is my new stuff to put around Mario and Luigi. Sounds good to me." But the yeah, I do think that like some of the other stuff like Sneasler will persist. I don't know. I was actually talking about Guts Bear with somebody in DMs, and I was like, I kind of forgot that like well, specifically pairing it with Cresselia. We see Cresselia winning here. I forgot about how fun it was to run like Lunar Blessing with Guts Bear. I guess this one doesn't have Guts Bear, but I forgot it like cured the burn, and I was like, dang, that's 31% healing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So good. Oh man, so funny.
Yeah, I also one thing I thought was interesting too, that could be like a effect I think from H is like, so I remember back in the first go of Regulation F, people's like Blursa usage was purely just like Life Orb pretty much. Like it was very rarely using any other sets. And like nowadays, I feel like people would be much more willing to try out some like funky sets. Like Terra Fairy Yawn Ursa could be really obnoxious in the Bolt because you just sit in front of it, you yawn it, right? You protect and install it. Or like even like Terra Fairy Calm Mind Blursa, right? Directly just like sits in front of it, and then it's in a really obnoxious game. And I think I'm not 100% sure, but they're like comparable on HP. I guess maybe you need some chip on the Bolt or something, like or knock it off. But like you could definitely set up like really obnoxious end games where you like always win with like random text like that. I mean, Terra Fairy for a draft, like there's definitely some stuff that I think will probably get played that maybe didn't get played as much the first time, like you were saying, right? So.
Ooh, you could just run like Toxic. Just Terra Fairy with a Pokemon that has Toxic. There we go. Write that down.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. I don't know. I do when I feel like when we look at the results of it, whether it's this specific Sao Paulo tour or any of the other tours, it does feel like there was actually a lot of things. That's not always the best for what it's worth. I do know that some people don't like when formats are too wide. Regulation H is starting to get a little bit wider, despite everyone running Instant Rillaboom, like stuff like that. Like in terms of like prepping for Vegas, I just know that there's a long list of teams that you would like to have a good matchup into. But yeah, like just like I don't know, looking at some of these, like there's a lot of like the same Pokemon for sure. You'll see Urshifu on most of the teams, but yeah, there are just like more teams than I guess people give it credit for usually.
Yeah, I was very surprised when I went back through the format and saw how many teams did well, how many different teams did well. I definitely remember it being a lot more centralized, but it does feel like all the teams are very samey, right? Because all the even though you see different combinations, it still feels like it's all the same, like 12 to 15 Pokemon, with the exception of some of the more out there teams. Like obviously Heart Trick Room is a little different, but yeah, it just feels like that I say that, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, but Karis had a pretty cool team, and like Ryan Almeida had a pretty cool team over there, and like Andrew Jenkins had a Weezing on the team. It's like, I don't know, maybe there is more to the format that I'm giving it credit for. It just felt like very samey to when I look back at it, and it felt very difficult to overcome those challenges of the core 10 mons in team building creatively to me without doing the same thing.
I'm excited to get my feet wet with Reg F when we finish this weekend, because I guess I'll be done with Regulation H. I know that there's a whole lot of other people who are not done with Regulation H, whether it's players going to LAIC or players going to Stuttgart. And I think that's actually it, because I thought that Buenos Aires was later, but no, November's wrapping up soon, and then technically December's Reg F, so that's the that's going to be the end of it. That said, let's go ahead and move on to talking about.
Wait, hold up. I got some more Reg F questions. I'm enjoying this.
Okay, one more.
Because I gotta. So first off, I did some digging this week, looking back at my Regulation F, and of course I played Rain for the latter part of Regulation F. I did really poorly at the events I brought it to, but I did just find a 2,500 word document that I wrote about my thoughts on Rain and Regulation F. So if people are interested in me turning that into a YouTube video, maybe like a Rain guide in Regulation F, let me know in the comments if that's something people will be interested in, hearing about. Even though I didn't do very well in the format. But yeah, and sort of thinking about what I was using, I'm curious. What did you guys use in Regulation F last time we played it, and are you going to keep using the same things?
Ooh, what did I use again? Oh yeah, I used Gouging Fire, King Gambit, Amoonguss, Ogre Pawn, Fluttermane, and Shen Pao. No, I would not use it again. I'm just gonna use more Broken Mons. Definitely just gonna like use more Broken Mons for sure. I mean, whether that's like changing some stuff, because okay, my EUIC experience, I was doing like really well with that team because like I was using Gouging Fire when it was like at its prime, right? When like James won with it, and then a little bit before that as well. Um, yeah, and I remember at EUIC, I'm like, dang, this Pokemon's awesome. Then I pair into like Chestnut with Belly Drum, like Terrifier,
Yes,
Bulletproof.
yes.
Yeah, and I have legitimately nothing for this thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm just like not enjoying this anymore. I was like, yeah, this isn't good. And then right after that, like I just started hitting everything I was like not supposed to hit right after that. I'm like, oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of the problem with this team, huh? And then after that, I was like, yeah, okay, like I think for sure next time if we ever came back to this, like I'd probably move on. So yeah.
What about you, Nano?
Let me think. Yes, I played Armarouge and Indeedee actually. Like the female Indeedee, Armarouge, Meteor Beam, Choice Band Urshifu, Tornadoes.
Wait,
Man,
you did
this
well
was
at
fun.
EUIC, right? Did you make day 2
No,
at EUIC or
unfortunately
something? I think I
not.
remember seeing your
I
team.
know I didn't. I didn't get a spot on UIC.
Oh,
like
which
on the
tournament was
Rec,
it then?
Rec F, I didn't have a spot. No.
Did you use this at one of the
There
tournaments though? I
was
can't remember.
one regional in Dortmund, like not last time, the time before that. I had a stream match against Ben Kiriakou.
Oh,
that might have
yes,
been it.
yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's
Got it.
like first time Arm did like really big thing. It was more like a niche Pokemon. It was kind of fun. Yeah, that's the team. Yeah,
Yep.
but it didn't pop off. On paper, it's like it's good against Rillaboom, it's good against Incineroar, but yeah, in the end, it did fine. Like
No, this is fun.
Choice Band Urshifu, Thorn, this was like the MVP Pokemon.
So I forget. Did you say you would use this team again, or would you try something else?
I would love to, but I don't think like. Also, like Cormine Raging Bolt is like difficult for the team. I played Terra Fairy on Rosaluna. So please stop using it. No. But no, Terra Fairy Rosaluna is nice against it. You have like a 50-50. And it was very great against this Gorgic Fire team. Because it couldn't hit like Rosaluna.
Yes,
Yeah.
The
because you don't care about
swipe.
you don't care about that.
Breaking Swipe and Heat Crash.
Can I just say how hilarious it is, by the way, that it's like, oh yeah, but I can't go on my Raging Bolt is good. Like that's what we were just talking about. It's like, oh yeah, now I can't use that anymore.
No,
like, that's really
so
funny.
lame.
That's really funny.
I mean, I can Tailwind and Headlong rush it sometimes.
Yeah. I was playing something along the lines of this, maybe some slightly different sets. I think like the tail end of it, maybe not the very end of the format, but I brought something like that to Vancouver and didn't do the hottest. But I actually did enjoy this stuff playing it, and I thought that it felt strong. So I would probably look at it a little bit, but I don't know, revisiting it, like there are some ideas that I think look really fun. Like I might want to try some more like balance approaches that, again, we were talking about like a Reg H effect. Like I just played like the Kilowattrel P2 Ursaluna team in this format, and I liked it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. And so I'm like, maybe I'll try Scott's team here from Vancouver that has, P2, Amoonguss, Incin, and Golden Go. So still 4 of the same Pokemon, but now it's just got Roaring Moon and Landorus, the different ground type and different flying quote type. And yeah, I don't know. It's like it looked fun. It looked fun enough, at least. And I think it just seems like something that is not targeted. So so that's the gonna be like one of the most important things, is like just making sure that you're not enemy number 1, unless your team is like that broken. Then go ahead and use it and be the best player of it. But I'm sure that the thing about this format is that we were talking about it, there's so many good teams in it that there will be a bit of a wheel, as that's the term that I've been hearing a lot of people talk about, the metagame wheel, and it turns, and like what the wheel means is that like one thing is the main focus. Everyone wants to beat that or use it, and then there's like the teams that beat that, and those start to get more popular, and then it kind of keeps turning because that new team becomes the most popular thing. And so we'll kind of just go round and round. Like it's kind of the same thing with like the same story with Regulation H, where like Rain never really goes like away forever, but like there are tournaments where it's like the best pick, and then there's tournaments where it's getting countered as heck. So yeah, I think that we'll just see the exact same thing, especially because we are going into another repeat format where there are so many teams already laying the groundwork for people to pick up where we left off.
Yeah, there was a comment too that I actually wanted to that I thought was like worth responding to from like Matty McFly. Basically, like I do actually think Terra Fairy D Knight, like now obviously it's really commonplace in Regulation H. It was used at UIC, I remember, and it got top 8. I'm pretty sure. I think an Italian player was piloting it at UIC. But I actually think D Knight has a chance to be like one of the Pokemon that like really have like a strong like surge, especially because like they were saying in the chat, right? Like Terra Fairy Haze against Raging Bolt is actually a pretty good answer, right? You can just be completely immune to like Dragon Pulse, right? You can just click that Haze as much as you want, and then Scale Shot into other stuff is like still strong, right? It's still generally good. So I'm actually curious to see if that would pick up more too.
Yeah, this is the big thing, is that I think NA was still very much in denial of Loaded Dice's like strength. And I mean, this is a format where Terra Fairy Raging Bolt is a thing, Fluttermane is a thing, so it wouldn't have like completely like dominant levels of success, but I think it's a much more viable set than people initially gave it credit for, and I feel like people weren't really trying it. You disagree, Adi?
Yeah, getting walled by Fluttermane sucks, man. And you can't even run E-Speed as your coverage move. Like you
They
saw
run
the
Iron
person
Head.
who ran Loaded Dice.
I think
They
they
run
all
Iron Head, but then you don't.
right?
They
Then you
do all
don't get
run Iron.
Haze, right?
Yeah. Oh, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
but you don't get Haze and you don't get Tailwind,
okay.
and that's part of why it's so good in this format. Is it gets to run Haze, Tailwind, if not both,
That's
on
fair.
the team. I think it needs that utility, and I think even like the first one, people ran like Encore with it for a little bit. Like I feel like Iron Head being a required move makes it a lot worse in this format.
Yeah, I'll just run like a Scizor. I'll run like a Scizor or something. That'll be my Flutter counter. Does that sound good?
I think you could run like Eye Spinner as a coverage move. That probably does enough to Fluttermane and well, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean you also have like
it probably has other utility too, right? So.
The Chenpao, the Grassy Glide guys, they can also try to deal with it that way. But no, it definitely is a little bit annoying that one of the most popular Pokemon will be giving you such a tough time. But other than that, I think it could be a good Pokemon to see revisited. But yeah, I think this weekend's gonna be really cool to see how the VR tour shakes out, how many people they get playing in it as well. I mean, like Adi said before, this is already like a double regional weekend, so probably like primarily people from the regions that are not having regionals this weekend, so EU, Asia, expecting them to represent a lot in this one. And yeah, I'm excited to see, because like at the very least it'll just give us the first step of what the metagame looks like again. So we'll be breaking that down next week alongside the results of like Vegas and Buenos Aires, of course. But before we get to previewing those ones, let's go ahead and take a look at the GC, which just took place this past weekend. And it was kind of funny because when the GC ends, a lot of people go to Twitter, post their results and stuff like that, but the results aren't immediately live on your Play Pokemon page. But they did get posted there pretty quickly, and people were talking about how, wow, first place is rather quiet. And we're like, is it Wolf again? And sure enough, it actually was Wolf again, though this time playing on main instead of playing on an alternate account. And also, yeah, the results are completely out there, so like you can, I think the points might already be in people's accounts and stuff like that, so if you want to go look for that, you can. But yeah, this has the top 32 players overall. Wolf did win it, but it's still technically kind of a mystery what he did win it with. Mystery to some, maybe not mystery to all, because word gets around, of course.
Yeah, not mystery to all, but obviously nothing public, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you really want the answer, just ask, because I think some people will probably be able to tell you. What happened to Australia? I guess Joji didn't play. I actually am kind of curious, because Suika's always up here in the top 3. Like, where is Suika?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he honestly Suika's consistency in these GCs is just insane. Like I remember every time there was one time so I'm in a server with him and we're like all hanging out in voice call, whatever. It's like on the weekend of one of the GCs, and he just comes, he's like, Joe, he's like, your team very good. Thank you for giving it to me. I won the GC. He just leaves. Like that's all he says. He just says
That's
that and then
fire.
he just leaves. And I'm like, damn, bro. I was like, and then I remember that GC I started out, like I got like 1700 and then like everything wrong just happened. So I like tanked. I'm like, damn, maybe this team isn't as good as I think. And then he like comes in and says that. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, it's just a me problem. You know what I mean? It's like user error. So it was really funny.
Man.
Yeah.
It's no longer the Joe team, it's the Suika team.
Yeah.
Nah, that's too funny. Okay, somebody said that Suika might have gotten second in Oceania, finished around like 1728 or something like that, and so just not quite in the screenshot territory, but still did very well in terms of championship points earned. And yeah, I think Eric did post stuff about his finish, got second overall, so win for EU. I do think that this little tidbit at the beginning is a good lesson for a lot of people. Like, you could have some rough starts to the GC and still be able to clutch it out. Like, 4-4 means that, like, yeah, you basically taken a wash. You're starting from scratch, down 8 games, but you don't need 45 games to win the GC. A lot of players might just play them all for fun, just to, do the best that they possibly can in all the games that they are given. But yeah, if you have a good enough record, like as Eric posted, 31-8, that's not all the games, but you can see that he only needed after the 4-4 start, that's 35, right? 35 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no, I'm doing bad.
No. 30
because the 4 of the wins would
34,
be gone. So 31.
30. Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. He enough games. Enough games.
But not all of them. And
Yeah,
this team isn't anything too crazy in my opinion. If anybody was looking at this, like I think we've seen a lot of stuff like this. I know that Shane Gaffney notably used it most recently at like Milwaukee, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there was similar
That's
stuff.
2024.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was similar stuff at tournaments before this, but yeah, just this tail room offense, this time cutting off the Rillaboom for a Dragapult, choice band Dragapult. Maybe it's time to bring it back. It's got a really good speed tier, and I don't know, there's like just a lot of, I don't know, maybe there's a good place for Dragon type offense, or maybe it's a completely different type of set, Terra Ghost Blast. Can't really say for sure.
And Dragapult also is just a good GC choice because we've seen special Dragapult, we've seen physical Dragapult. It does have a decent number of moves you can use, like you said, with Terra Blast, and we've seen a couple different Terra types with Terra Blast too. You can be Terra Steel, Terra Blast if you want to help deal with like Terra Fairy Volcarona, for example. We don't know exactly what's that he ran here, but yeah, I think Dragapult in the GC setting is actually quite good because of how many different potential sets it can run and how much your opponents have to account for when you lead it.
Yeah, I think the strength of a team like this too is that, like, I feel like in the GCs, I don't know if you guys agree, but I feel like when you're playing like balanced teams, you can be successful, but having teams where you're able to like proactively really like take I guess like how the game is moving like in your hands,
reins,
take the reins pretty much, like, and forcing them to respond. And if you just play versus someone who's like not playing optimally or like bad, they just get like blown up by like your attacks, and then you move on to the next game really quickly, right? So like I feel like not only is this kind of team like good for like I think mental stamina a lot of the time, but it's also good for like just like being able to like punish a player for not making an optimal play and like snowballing the game from there, right?
The way that I like to think about these ones in closed sheet is that like your opponent can't surprise you if they're dead, pretty much. And so like if there's if you're like wondering what that Lurantis does, whatever that other weird Pokemon, Weirdeer or something that is across from you, but it dies to Terrafire Eruption in Sun like they all do, then it's just like, all right, well, I'm not going to find out today what that was up to, but I'm going to take this W and keep it moving. So yeah, I like that. Offense approaches just, they don't ask questions. They I guess the question is, how are you going to survive? Okay, so yeah, next, moving on. Lele ended up doing well with Instant and Rillaboom. Yeah, wow.
Mario and Luigi.
Uh,
Mario and Luigi.
yes, censored the rest, which is just funny because it's like I don't know, just pick one of the good Instant Rilla teams, and you can maybe guess that yeah, maybe that's the one he's using. Um, but
I just know that behind all of that red marker, it's like the 4 most standard mons just like remixed anyway. So it's like behind there, it's like, yeah, I could just like guess and throw on like 4 really standard mons, and I'd probably be pretty close to like
you
what
could
it
probably
is.
get it
what I
in
mean?
6 is the thing. Like if you got 6
Yeah.
guesses, I think you could probably get the 4. Like that's the thing, you know, right? Like
Yeah.
it can't be that surprising. And yeah, so I guess not a lot to say about this one, but honestly, I guess the one thing to say is like, of course, congrats to Lele for crushing it still, winning the one GC for EU, I think, right? Was it first? I can't remember. Maybe second.
I think it was the
Oh,
first GC.
was it first
I
in
think
region?
so.
I thought it was first in region. Not, it was like second overall, but first in. Oh yeah, it was like
First in region, yeah.
the winner was like unregistered, wasn't it? Wasn't that the story?
Yeah, I think so. That's right.
Yeah. So maybe he got first in region. Anyways, 2 back-to-back very strong GC results is what I'm trying to say. So continue and a very strong season overall. And we were talking about, people like saying, imagine fighting for a world's invite while, he's already got one locked up. But the other reason that I know that Lele actually is grinding for these is those travel awards, just wanting to make sure that you got those locked down so that yeah, you can get paid to go to like EUIC or whatever, because I think that's what we're currently, right? That's the current period.
Yeah. Oh, I did just look it up, by the way. Yeah. So Lele did a win in Europe, and the #1 team in Grand Challenge 2 was the #1 challenge. I'm talking about Grand Challenge 2 here. It was a unregistered Chilean player.
There it is.
What
Yeah.
So
And then
I actually don't know who that is, but I mean, congrats as well. I'm
Yes,
surprised they weren't registered though, right? That would have been a nice
I know
prize,
it's insane to just like
Yeah.
go that hard and do that well, but like also be like,
Yeah,
the
right?
points mean nothing
Yeah.
to me. Like I just wanted to see if I could
Yeah.
do it, and I did. That's
Yeah.
that's goated. Victor Jimenez is this? Victor's a Dozo player, right? Yes. All right, cool. Get it off my screen. Go away.
Damn. No love for the Dozo players here.
No love for the Dozo players here. But it's also just the same thing Victor has been using. So obviously, congrats on the run though. And that's 3 EU already. So got 4th overall and top 4 in region. That's brutal. Juan Salerno winning it for Latin America. I actually hadn't kind of looked yet. Just still running what he's been running. So okay, yep. No, I think I said at the beginning.
Crazy.
Go ahead.
Like it's kind of crazy, like Juan's consistency, but also like it's like all these besides I mean, if you know, you know, Wolf's team like not as standard, right? But everything else is pretty much like very normalish. Like the fur draft Typhlosion, I guess, is a little bit weird, but I feel like the GCs is really funny because as you move down the list, like I mean, mostly when you look at Europe, I guess, like you see like all these standard teams. I'm like, these guys are so high, and I didn't play a single like standard team like most of the time, so it's like crazy, right? Like I was like, where is this happening? Like, is it just like when I'm not on, like when I'm not playing? Like I'm assuming everyone's playing close to the end, right? But yeah, it's always like wild.
Oh, that's the thing is like if you both just like continuously queue, but like they queue like just after you do, not intentionally, like it just happens. Like you might just completely avoid each other for the whole time as long as your battles are similar lengths. I guess I don't know. I was thinking about this. I was like, how would 2 people, like, without communicating, just completely avoid each other if they're playing at the same time? And I think it would have to be, like, just probably queuing one after another. It's a stupid thing. Anyways, Marcus ended up doing well with the same team that I think Victor has used. They've both just been Dozo Psy Spam diehard players this whole season, I think. So... good for them. I'm glad that they have a team they like. That I don't. So, Hoj still rocking the same stuff with the Dusclops. I gotta say that's a lot more fun in CTS when you get to just frisk their items. I got frisked by a couple Typhlosions, and I was like, I don't want you to know what I'm up to. Like, come on. Like, this is supposed to be close sheet. It's funny. Let's see. Tabu, I have to imagine it was just...
Probably balance.
Yeah, boring. And then Joe, you are running something you've run before, right? This is not brand new for you.
Yeah, actually, the story of how I ended up running this for GC was really funny. So it was like 4 p.m. or something, and I'm like about to, or like I don't know, like 3:50 p.m. I'm like about to go to the gym, and like I was getting trolled obviously by my friends, but they're like, "Bro, GC locks like in an hour, bro. Like you can't go to the gym and like come back and like lock." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I guess I should just lock something now." And I was like, "Oh, I have nothing else in my boxes." And I was like, "I never really gave this team a shot outside of like VR, so let me like lock it and see how it does, right?" So I just like lock it in and I leave. Like I don't really think twice about it. I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do. Like whatever, we'll find out, right? And then I'm like playing day one with the team. I'm like, dang. I'm like, this is really good. Like I'm like, this feels like really strong. And then day two, I'm playing versus like ridiculous stuff. I'm talking like Aura Sphere Armoroge with like Aquajet Primarina, like crazy things. And I got like I got demolished. Like I mean, like I got demolished on day two. I'm in like 22 games. I was at like I think like 1699. I'm like, oh, I'm in a great spot. I just need to win like a couple more, and I have so many extra games. And then I'm down at like 33 games at like 1638. I'm like, oh wow, I gotta win like everything. And then I played the final day and it like worked out. But like the GC is always like such a wild like roller coaster ride. And I think this team is just particularly good in CTS for like the reasons that I said is like you're just outputting a lot of pressure and like offense immediately. So you're forcing a lot of opponents to react. And like also too, like even though the team was like used publicly before a lot of the time, like there's always like still the chance that some Pokemon can have like random different sets or something because it's a GC. So I think people are always like respecting that as well. But yeah, I didn't really overthink it. I just kind of locked something because I thought I had to, but I had more time, so maybe I would have locked something else. But I'm glad I locked what I locked, right? So it worked out.
I mean, even if your team isn't like standard, like the most like meta team, it does seem just like people rocking teams that like aren't really trying to surprise their opponent, but are just good, are doing well. Like that was what all of these European players were doing. Like I can't imagine too many of them were pulling a lot of like tricks on their opponents with those boring comps. I mean, maybe they could be, but yeah, that's just using good Pokemon at the end of the day is what's going to carry you to the top.
Yeah,
especially
I have to
Pokemon you know
say,
well.
by the way, Corviknight is like crazy good. I'm actually surprised more people don't use it. That was like the one thing in my entire run where I was like, because it's just like a Corviknight. It's like whatever. I was playing it and I'm like, wait, I'm like, this one's really broken. I'm like, why is no one else like using this Pokemon? Like, it's actually kind of crazy. I'm surprised more people don't use it. I guess like the main reasoning is like obviously the balance teams don't really have any room for it, and it does have some. It has a big weakness to Archaludon, which makes sense, right? Like whenever you see an Archaludon, you're like, okay, that's kind of annoying. But like, I actually think it's pretty good into a lot of the balance teams. So I'm surprised it doesn't have like a little bit more play at least, like even on like a couple of teams, right?
Yeah, flying coverage very good. We see that with Acro Sneasler. So there's that. I think Corviknight just has like terrible aura. Personally, not that like it's a bad Pokemon, but honestly, it's a Pokemon that excuse my language, bad players really like. I feels like you find it on the bottom of the ladder a lot. And it's because it's like this Pokemon that does everything. Like it beats so many things in a 1v1. But getting to the 1v1 is the big issue.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I imagine that you're playing it quite different in a different way, or at least setting yourself up to achieve those 1v1s that Corviknight does shine in.
Yeah, I just think the core of like Excadrill and Corviknight work really well together because Excadrill gets rid of a lot of pieces that like Corviknight doesn't work or like doesn't like. And then the other benefit I think there too is that like Corviknight in general, like the fact it can like 1v1 instant, for example, I think is really funny. Like just the concept of like, oh, it's a fire type, but it just loses anyways. You know what I mean? And there's like a lot of cool things you can do with it for sure. I think it's a cool Pokemon. I do agree that like I think you really have to be able to position it properly because like there are some cases where like I think if you don't position it properly, it's just like dead weight on the field. It does nothing, right? You have to know like where to switch it in, when to take it, when not to.
Right. 100%.
It's
also,
funny that you are such a big fan of it and you think it should be used more. Because I talked to Eric Schrader, who has been using a very similar team, but with Mouse Ape on it, and otherwise the same 5 Pokemon, and he hated Corviknight, and he tested it, and he was like, "That's the only mon on this team that I can't use." And he switched it up to the mouse hole that he's been popping off this format. So obviously you watched that on my YouTube channel, but he talked a lot of shit about Corviknight in his team report.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all. Yeah, I think it all depends on like how you also prefer to play, right? Like I've always liked. I mean, I've used Corviknight before in like Sword and Shield, and I really enjoyed playing it, right? Like I used a lot of teams with it. So for me, it's like pretty like it feels very like comfortable, I think, to use it. I think it all just depends on preferences as well. Like I don't like mouse ape. I hate playing mouse ape. Like I think the whole idea of mouse ape is like it's like like spicy balance with 50-50s almost, because I feel like there's like the setup aspect, the redirection aspect, you have like Rilla stuff around it, but like it's just like sometimes like straight up a guessing game, like do they beat up, do they super fang, like do they switch and bulk up, switch protect, right? I just feel like there's like a lot of mind games with it, whereas I just prefer to like play towards a consistent win condition that like doesn't really rely on that, I feel like.
Mhm.
Or at least in that way.
So really quick before we move on, I gotta quiz you guys to see if you can guess Corviknight's 2 strongest soldiers. Who's first and who's second on the Limitless VGC page? Don't look it up.
I feel like
Indeed.
I don't know how they calculate it, but Nils did win it. Wait, you want a regional with it?
He did win a regional with it, and he is
Has-
tied for 4th.
tied for
Are we counting
fourth.
all time? Are we counting all time?
This does count all time, yeah. So
Oh shoot.
yeah. I'll see if
Um,
chat knows or
Chat
not.
Scott. Chat said Alberto.
Alberto Lara?
Oh, Alberto.
It
It
is
has to be Alberto.
Alberto.
You're right. Yeah, it has to be
Alberto
Alberto.
is in fact Corviknight's strongest soldier by a good margin.
Yes.
Actually has 1.5 times the point of the next person. Next
Oh
person
my
is like
God.
the next person, by the way, does have like triple third. So these are like definitely the 2 strongest soldiers. But can you guess the other person?
Triple third with Corviknight? Oh. Ooh, that's actually.
If you want to
That'll
just cheat and
be-
use chat, because at this point chat has also gotten it, and I realize that's probably why
Oh,
Audie's quiet, is
yeah.
because yeah, they did get it.
Yeah,
It's Len.
they got it's Len Duel. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
I should have known that.
Ah.
Yeah, that's like the perfect Sandmon too. That's like actually like that's just like the perfect like Lycanroc T-Tar Corv combination that right there, right?
And also
Yeah.
third was Aaron Brock, but I think Seawolf might got
Oh,
that.
that's
I'm
who
gonna
I
say
was
that he was.
thinking.
I was gonna say he was cheating because like Len has 80 points on the website with Corviknight. Aaron Brock has 28. Like that's just so much less. Like the only reason you get that answer is because you're cheating. I'm sorry, Mike, even though you're probably not cheating. Okay, back to the GC though. So, man, Limitless is right would be a fun little mini game, just to see who can figure out who's the strongest soldier of very weird Pokemon. Okay. So we went with Joe Narrett, probably just using the same stuff, and yeah, there you go, just continuing to use teams that they're known for. I do think Shilyang continues to cook with like the thing about Shilyang is like you might look at a boring 6 Pokemon on paper, but like he is putting together combinations that have not really been explored by the vast majority of players, and that's what Shilyang is just like known for, is just putting together like I don't know. Shilyang is like by far my favorite builder in like Scarlet and Violet. Just so talented when it comes to creating teams, and so really cool to see just a different take on mostly the same stuff as his Screens team. Like, I think that the Screens team did have 4 of the same 6. It had the Loaded Dice D-Knight, the Specs Gold, the Citrus Volk, and the Life Orb Blood Moon. But now, instead of Grimmsnarl and AV Archaludon, you've got P2 and Assault Vest Ensign. It's very similar, but still, we haven't seen a team exactly like this. So, you might even see an effect of that this weekend. We were talking about, does the GC... Is it going to have any effect on the metagame this weekend? I could see people trying out a team like this, if not exactly this.
Yeah, I mean, I played Shilyang. I remember, I think it was day 3 actually that we ended up playing. I didn't know it was Shilyang at the time, so I found out after. I like, it was like after I noticed. I'm like, oh, that was like kind of cool. We chatted about it after, but just like didn't realize. I feel like sometimes like you play like really good players, but because they have like tags that you don't know or like whatever, like at least for me, I don't really pay attention to like tags people use. So like someone's like, oh, this is this player, I'm like, I don't know how you know that. Like it doesn't say their name, so I don't know. You know what I mean? But I always think that's like the really cool aspect is like I honestly, a lot of times you probably are playing like really good players sometimes, like just with like not usual tags or like not their usual tags, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Oh, I keep wondering about what that's going to be like in Champions. Are we going to be able to like alt in that game or not? You know, like it's just so.
Oh yeah,
it's so weird to think because it's just going to be such a different environment. The other thing that I've been obsessing over lately is just like our 252 spreads when we go to champions. Are we gonna start calling them like, oh yeah, it's a 32-32-4, or sorry, 32-32-2 spread? I think is what it works, because you get like an extra point or something. Whatever. Yeah, it's so stupid. I think we're gonna call them max. That's the way.
Yeah, but then when you're actually describing EV spreads, right? Because I've definitely just read out the numbers. Do we no longer use the increments of 4?
Yes, that's definitely. I think it's gonna have to die, even though it's like been part of the game for so long. But I think it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I was using 16 points in Ensign's defense to live close combat. I'm gonna be like, this sounds so stupid. What do you mean?
Wait, what's going on with this? Hold on, sorry, I don't understand. Oh, wait, what's going on? Like, with 16 points?
Let me see if I can pull up a screenshot for you, Joe. It's just that champions like it does the EVs differently. Basically in their UI. And it simplifies it, which is like definitely a lot more friendly way to do things. Let's see if any of these have it. I might have to pull up
above. I think you might have passed by something with it above.
Okay, let's see. It could have been this. I don't think it's this one.
Was it this?
It's this one. Yeah, it is. No, that's not the one. That's the one.
It's 32.
Yeah, because it's 32.
Oh, what?
Oh, yes, that is it. So, yes. Like, yeah, no, don't worry about your Gardevoir spread. Just run a 32 spread. It literally hurts to say it. It hurts to say it.
Oh, it's going by the speed, in like the actual stat increases themselves. Oh, I see.
Pretty much.
No, it's not exactly, though, because you still get the jump point if you are using a nature, right? So it is like the equivalent of EV.
It's before nature, though. I mean, you would just say it's the number of points you get before a nature, right?
It is. But then when the number that's reflected on the left, that is the actual stat point, is not going to go up 1 every single time you increment this by 1, which is going to.
What is the red thing? What is the red thing? What does that say?
That's the nature. So it's timid.
Oh no, you mean the VP?
The VP, yeah.
That's just how much money, in-game currency, it costs to make this adjustment.
I see. Okay,
I think it's like 64 VP to EV there, 200 for the nature, 100 there, 400 there, and like you just sum it all up, and that's how much you spent to train this Gardevoir and create it using your 500.
32 sounds so weird to say. Like, what? That's kind of bizarre, actually. I don't know how that works, but I guess it makes sense. Also, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Mm-hmm. Also, by the way,
now you get ready for 1-1-32-32.
You do get an extra point, so you could be 1-1-32-32. Yes. The way that I don't know why it's like that. I actually don't really know, but like you can see in the image here, even if I guess it's not the most zoomed in. I tried to zoom in, but it was getting glitchy. Yeah. There we go.
Well, it's because if you allocate in 5 points, then you get the 66 additional stat points right now. And so instead, either we'd have to make it so you could, if they're going to change from multiples of 4 to increments of 1, then you either have to get rid of the extra stat point that you get when you allocate in 5 stats, or you give people who allocate in 3 stats 1 extra point. It was one or the other.
I'll be honest, Adi, I heard you say all those words. I didn't understand any of it, and I'm not.
I'm so glad you said that. I didn't understand that either.
I don't know why it works that way, but I'm just gonna say yes. You're right.
You are right. You are right. You are smart, and you know. And I do not.
They had to pick if you get 66 or 65 stat points because and they chose 66, right? That's what it is.
Got it. Yeah, I think maybe I'll understand it once I get my hands on this system actually. But it is just so. Yeah, I've been obsessing over it lately because it's just so funny to say 32-32 spread, and it just doesn't sound right. It just sounds evil.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, back to analyzing the GC. So
before we go into analyze, isn't it overall better for the game if you make it as simple as possible?
Yes. No, this is good.
Yeah, of course.
100%. It is going to be weird for us as we are veteran players who have been playing the game for a long time, but it's not that hard to get used to. Of course, it's simple, and it's going to be better for new players. 100%. But it will sound stupid when it's like, the Rillaboom runs 18 EVs to hit the grassy 18 points to get the grassy terrain number, you know? Like, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that out loud. 18 things in HP. By the way, 18 is just a random number. I don't know if that's actually a Rillaboom grass.
Would this have impacts too on like damage calculation and how that works as well? If like the system's different too, maybe, right?
But
It
your
should be a
overall,
little bit.
It's the stats, right? The stats are comparable, I guess. Yeah.
The stats are the same.
Yeah.
You just do
Stats.
have an extra point somewhere, kind of.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one more
Makes
point.
sense. Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
So, no, it won't change things drastically. There we go, Mike. Did you post your team? The thing is, Mike, I think the people in the know what the rest of the team is, unless you did really change it. But also, I won't say I'm here because you did censor them. But running the funny Pally and the funny Arch, I gotta respect it. Fun. Let's see. Lewis probably running the same team. I think actually, I'm trying to not to mix up Lewis with a different Lewis. I think Lewis Fonfale. I'm not gonna say I know how to say that one right, but I think they were playing the Shilyang Screens team in Gdansk, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Adrian, I don't actually know for sure. Let's see. So Olivia using the Narrate team, I think. Yep, looks like the Narrate team with the Life Orb Ninetales. Let's see, Chris, good finish. And then no, here we are, the Cleavor team. So tell us a bit about it.
Yeah. I can. I have no idea why I skipped the items because I used this team 1 week before in Danzig, so in Gdansk, so you can see it. It's like a habit. I don't know. Yeah, I would like to talk about it because Cleaver, best Pokemon for Dozo you can imagine. Because how do you stop Dozo? You have your Dragonite and your Haste. So this team was originated by Sebi XXL, a very good German team builder and very good friend of mine. So he thought, okay, I just want to play rocks and then KO afterwards. So because without multiscale, you can just have all your haste doing whatever you would like to do. So if you're like an open deep shield, like I said, we play this team in Gdansk. And if you like to play an open deep shield, maybe you can find it. I'm like on the bottom. I went like 4-4. Gdansk.
Oh, I got you. You didn't get points. Then I'll go get it.
Yeah, I don't even get points. Yeah. We can stop Haste Dragonet, but we cannot stop Haste Dusclops or Weezing or Prim or other stuff. This is why those are bad. But yeah, the team was overall good. Yeah. Cleaver. We had Sash, Cleaver, Terror Ghost. Good.
There we go.
Okay.
Sash Cleavor.
Okay, here we go. Yes. Your typical Dozo team, Covered Cloak will come very in handy, especially for the VCGC, because normally you always have like your Rillaboom and Dragonite in the back. I'm doing a little bit damage. Goldango, Cleavor, Incineroar, Cleavor. The most important thing, just get your rocks up. Stornex 90%, it's okay. But the damage Cleavor is doing is just insane. You have like a very good chance to, for example, Incineroar really likes to lead in this team. So you can't lead to Dozo, Incineroar. Everyone don't like to be in front of an Incineroar. So I have like Cleavor, Goldango, Terra Ghost, Cleavor, Make It Rain, Stone X, 80% of the Incineroars die. So you have like your 4-3 leads. You go Dozo, and like you mostly win most of the times. Transpowering kind of worked out. I was kind of surprised because I started like 0-3 in this tournament, and I was like, okay, this team it sucks, it doesn't work. But then I played like 10 times people with under 1,500 points.
Yep.
And I was like depressed, okay, this is not fun. Only standard teams. And day 2, I went like, I don't know, 10-0. And I played the rest on Sunday, and it went kind of well. What I'm surprised, I only faced 2 Japanese people. The rest were like from the West.
You know that they're not in the. That's how the Grand Challenges work.
Yeah, they're not in the Grand Challenges.
They only play in the global challenges. In fact, I think they would have to like switch their region, like their system's region or something, to enter. I can't remember if that's how it works. So
Did a
that's
player do that, or are they in Australia? Because I'm pretty sure in the GC standings you see actually a Japanese flag, and I'm pretty
right. I
sure
did see that.
the exact tweet
They
says like, "Oh, it was fun to participate in like an international thing or something like that."
right. They are not listed on the regions, and in fact, Victory Road has the rankings by region at the bottom of the page, so you can actually see the top 16 for each region, and they are not listed on any of them.
Oh, okay, cool. Didn't know that.
So yeah, and so it turns out that anyone can change their region in game. That won't mean you get championship points for it in that region, because it's based on what your Play Pokemon account is connected to. But you can tell the game that you are located in the United States and play in a tournament that is exclusive to players outside of Japan. It just doesn't count for anything, and they won't get points for it.
Okay, this explains a lot.
So Nikon won. Oh wait, Nikon, did he win by 0.4? He did win by 0.4.
Yo, that's actually crazy.
That's tough. That's
Yo,
so
that's
tough.
actually crazy.
Wow, and then
Oh,
won
you
with
just know
crutches.
Joji probably had like at least like 5 more games and was like, well, I don't really have to play him. Like I'm probably safe. It's like it's Australia. And like you just look at the standings and you just see 0.4 higher. You're like, dang it, man. Like why
That's
didn't I just
so
play
funny.
another?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's probably the answer you're looking for, Nano, is that yeah, they Japanese players cannot play in this one. They like they would have to like jump through hoops to get into it. So you might see some names like that occasionally, but
Okay, this like explains a lot because I didn't face the only good teams against Dozo was like Dozo teams themselves. I had like at least 8 Dozo matchups, like almost mirrors, but neither him or I bring Dozo. That's just like I don't like to bring Dozo overall, but when you're facing a GC Dozo, neither of both are bringing them.
That's so funny. Just opting out, just like gentleman's agreement. Like, let's not do this. Let's not do this.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, actually, we'll have to see how it goes in Vegas. But on the showdown ladder, there's just been one account tearing it up with a Hazards Dozo team. But they're setting Stealth Rocks with an Archaludon. And they're setting Toxic Spikes with a Meowscarada. And I definitely imagine that they could be an LAIC player for sure. They're probably not happy that I'm announcing this stuff on Tub Takes, but also not that many people watch this, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Chill. But that said, yeah, the Dozo plus Hazards, I think that was like the main idea that seemed really strong to me. And it's honestly similar-ish to how the J team plays. Basically, you want to break that Dragonite's multi-scale before it comes in, and then have some way to kind of eliminate it right afterwards. And the way that the J Dozo team does it, that I think is really creative, not just like triple Axel Sneasler, but is like Scarf Pelipper going for U-turn, and then you can wave crash a Fairy D-Knight, or you can order up a regular D-Knight. Like, that's a really toxic situation to be put in from turn one. And that's not to mention that like they also have like an AVR Chaladon, they have a Rage Fist Annihilate with Citrus Berry, so just so many things that you don't want to scale shot. So it's just like it is just a little bit evil. I don't love that Dozo players continue to come up with techs for ways to make their team work around their counters. Stupid Dozo.
Yeah, I think Rox actually it's really funny because I actually think Rox is pretty undervalued with Undozo specifically, just because like you were saying, like the counter Dragonite is actually like really sick, I think, as like an answer. I just think the issue is like there's not really that many good rock setters, right? Like there's a few, but like not like the most that like at least want to have it on their moveset, I think is like the main issue.
Definitely. Yeah, you gotta like you're basically just committing like this is the strategy. I'm going all in on it by picking a Pokemon that you're gonna run Stealth Rocks on, and like yeah, it's also very telegraphed once your opponent sees that. But yeah, it's still really cool to see Cleavor in action. It's a funny Pokemon, and I don't know. I thought this would be like the format for it to shine in because it's definitely not gonna be that much stronger when we go back to Regulation F. But I think it's a cool idea of a Pokemon for VGC because we just don't really play with hazards much. So it's cool that they gave us Pokemon that like auto set hazards. And when those ones like do well, like I just think that yeah, it just gives us more strategies to play around with, like with what Glamora gives us. We don't really use Ceaseless Edge. Honestly, I don't think I've seen anybody do Ceaseless Edge, but Glamora's cool. This guy's cool. Yeah. Anyways, next up, Justin Tang. I think just using the screens team. I know for I know from playing it firsthand myself. I actually didn't get to play all of my GC games. Just ended up getting surprise plans on Sunday, and then I was like, I was like 22 games in at like 1600 flat, and I was like, again, this is not over. You could go somewhere with that with a good streak. Ultimately, GCs are route streaking, but I was just like, nah, I don't want to play, the remaining couple hours that this would take. I'll just go hang out. So, but I played against Justin, and he did defeat me, and I was like, ugh, this guy, because I was like, come on, I want to beat him. But yeah, boring team, honestly. I mean, it's a cool team, but it's not new. I think it's a cool team. I like this team, but yeah, we've seen it before. I think Paul Chua used it at Milwaukee, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. I do think it's a pretty cool team. I mean, I guess I'm just a sucker for Grimmsnarl, but I do really like anything like with Grimmsnarl that like looks kind of cool, and it has like cool looking Pokemon on it too.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. And Grimmsnarl is like, I don't know if this is the correct use of the word vogue. Like he's not like common, so he's actually like stylish right now. Like he's a cool, he's a cool guy.
Oh, now Alex won't hate on Grimmsnarl, but when I use it, it's not.
Dude, I do hate him. I do hate him. Although
every time I see a team like this, I'm always talking it up, and Alex is like, "Nah, it's so boring. I can't believe you like this." It's so...
See,
I'm glad someone else is doing it this time.
The mistake is that you're not Shilyang. Anything that Shilyang builds, I will fawn over.
So true.
Yeah. I actually really like Evil Grim in the GC. I don't think I'll continue to get away with that one, but every time I can, I like to use like the fake out Covert Cloak one with like Thunder Wave and Sucker Punch and stuff like that. I did use that in the first one, and it didn't do amazingly for me. My best GC finish this season is actually just with Standard Zine. That's what I got like top 30 with last time. But which actually saying out loud is just pissing me off because we're seeing all these other people just using boring standard teams, and it's like, just stop cooking. Just don't do anything fun in the GC. Just use boring stuff. Although, no, you did very well with Cleavor, so maybe there is a reason to cook. Okay, let's see. And then, yeah, I think this... oh, wait, no, we skipped over Jonas, and they had... Oh, honestly, yeah, this might be the Quiver Dance Rage Powder Volcarona that...
I think it is, yeah. I played them actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I remember this game. I don't know if you're watching this. I'm so sorry. Like, I scammed so hard. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like, it was like turn one. It was turn one, and I'm like, yeah, I could guess like the Terra and everything. But I'm like, I'm not gonna Terra my T-Tar in front of your Sneasler Baxcalibur, because I know you're gonna like try maybe make some fancy play about me Terra flying, and I'm gonna Iron Head your Baxcalibur just in case that I get it wrong and you close combat me anyways. I lose my T-Tar immediately. I flinch with Excadrill on the Baxcalibur. I'm like, nice. Nice. Okay. And then I just won the game from there because I was able to like win with Core or something.
The flinch. Really funny. I mean, when you click the moves, they will flinch sometimes. They sometimes they're gonna flinch.
Iron Head's broke. It's a broken move. Just being able to click it, like you're just like, oh yeah, you know. So the time is like really
who's ready for Mega Metagross to come back? Who's ready? Yep. I thought I saw a Primarina. Oh god, yeah, that's weakness policy.
Oh my god, I played them. I played this person. This is the Aurasphere Armoroge.
This is the one you were talking about. Yes.
yes. This is the Aurasphere Armoroge. Oh my god, it's weak. It's Aquajet Prima as well. It has Aquajet Primarina too. That's
Road Spray Aquajet. That's so based. Like
yes,
you would think
exactly. That I was actually in a winning position anyways, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, like, you know, I'm good. Like the Armoroge can only attack one mon, and one of my mons is gonna move first. I see Aquajet hit my Excadrill. I'm like, what just happened? I was like, what? Like it was just out of nowhere. It was after Throat Spray activation, so I'm like, there's no way it has it. Like it has haze or something, and it just Aquajet me. I'm like, dang it. So yeah,
beautiful.
I was one of the victims of this team. So.
Pop Bomb, the classic Pop Bomb Mouse Scarf Ape, you know, it's gotta be rocking that. Oh yep. Man, if you guys ever see an Armor Rouge Annihilate Bleed, do not expect Final Gambit Trick Room. They're not gonna click Final Gambit Trick Room. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's gonna be it for the GC results. Although I talked a little bit about mine. Adi, did you have anything to share from yours, or did you play much?
So I was going out of town this week, last weekend, and so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have time or not. So I played 15 games on Thursday night. I went 10-5. And then Saturday morning I had an hour, and I was like, all right, let me play some games. I went 1-2, and I was like, yeah, I'll play the later GCs. I don't want to ruin my trip with
I don't want to
more
play with you
Pokemon.
anymore. Throw the Switch
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got home at like 4 o'clock on Sunday, and I was like, I got 3 hours to play the GC, and I'm like 20 games in. Should I play it? And I decided not to. So,
All right. Real.
but yeah, I beat Bruno, who's in chat. So
Dang,
that
just gonna
happened.
name drop him like that.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
So the thing is,
The call out was crazy. Call out was crazy.
he sent me a GG on Discord afterwards, and I don't play on main normally in the GCs because I don't want people knowing it's me, especially when they beat me. But this is one of the few GCs where I was like, yeah, like fine, I'll just play on main.
Dude.
And I got multiple DMs from people on like the 20 games I played.
I got a GG from this GC as well, from somebody that beat me, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the previews for this coming weekend. We've got Buenos Aires and Las Vegas. Buenos Aires over in Argentina. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine anybody. I mean, if there's anybody in the chat that is going and wanted to let us know how many people are doing this one, maybe it says somewhere here, but I just cannot say how much, like what the size of this one's going to be. The only thing that I know otherwise to talk about is that Adi was talking about the inflation over there, because it does literally say signups are 46,000 or 37 US dollars, which is crazy to see how different the currency amounts are. Go ahead, Adi.
So for those who are not plugged into global politics, Argentina is really interesting right now because they elected in 2023 the Argentinian Donald Trump is what he's called. He's not really anything like Donald Trump, but he does have very, very crazy policies that are totally out of the norm, much like Donald Trump does. He is an economist who's just like who basically, I don't know exactly what he did, but he like very intentionally like tanked the Argentinian economy theoretically with like right-wing populist and libertarian policies. And I think I posted a chart in Tub that was like the value of the Argentinian peso compared to the US dollar has devalued like 5 times, like it's 20% of what it used to be. So yeah, regional registrations in Argentina presumably used to be worth like 9,000. Yeah, that's the plot. Since Milei got elected.
Insane.
23 down here.
So yeah. So when I was vaguely aware of this happening, and then when we were doing this, I was looking at how much it actually costed to enter this event. And yeah, 37 US dollars or like 42,000 Argentinian I think it's pesos, Argentinian pesos, is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it is just crazy to think. Yeah, my little 2 cents on it, no pun intended, was it was just like, if somebody said like, I'll give you 1,000 to do this, you would be like spitting in their face, like, because 1,000 is just nothing over there. That's less than $1. It's crazy. Anyways,
and I mean, it really does suck for players from Argentina who are traveling abroad, especially, right? Like domestically, I don't know. I don't think the economy is doing great, but if you're one of the players who is traveling to another country, is traveling to the United States, all of a sudden everything costs 5 times more than what you're used to, right?
Yeah.
From your savings, and that shit sucks. And so, keep that in mind. Maybe we see fewer Argentinian players competing as a result of the economic issues down there. I don't know. I'd actually love to hear the perspective. But we honestly did not know this event was happening until we were putting together this topic doc.
Right. Yeah. I thought this one was later. For some reason, I didn't think it was this coming weekend. Max, I think, did answer my question though and said like 64 to 70, no more than that. So it's probably quite a small one. Yeah. And so yeah, that's the thing. When it comes to what's next, which is smart money, going to be a little bit difficult to pick people that we think or know are going to this one. But no, you get the first pick on smart money. Do you have any inkling as to a person that's going to the Buenos Aires event, or not really?
Buenos Aires going to be difficult.
Yes.
I don't have really one. I would go always with myself safe pick. Nemesis, what's his name? Javier.
He's casting. I'm pretty sure.
Casting.
Oh yes, he was casting.
So he should
No.
be. He might be in finals. There's a good chance, but he will not be playing in it.
Yeah, he will be in finals
Oh.
maybe, but not as a player.
And Alex,
Maybe
you want to pull up the tweet that has the link to the broadcast? Because we didn't mention that.
Yeah,
It does
I
have a
did forget to
podcast.
grab
and stuff.
that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Ruiz is casting as well. I know, so he's not playing. Pretty sure.
So
But this is hype. These are some cool cats. These are four very
My
good
God,
players
Nemesis.
historically.
I'm kind of curious, Adi. So Len is obviously not from the area. Is he flying out to cast this one, or is he streaming it from home?
No idea. No
Okay,
clue.
I got you. I would honestly think there's a decent chance maybe streaming it from home, but I don't know. I'm just guessing, literally just guessing. So
I would assume this is being streamed from home. I don't know if they have a 70-person regional has the budget to fly out forecasters, and so I think they picked four of the biggest Spanish-speaking content creators that they could get, or casters they could get.
Bruno was talking about our odds of getting the smart money right, which is just so funny because it is incredibly high. By the way, I did forget to mention the smart money last week for Gdansk and what's the Brisbane. And I picked UB Slow for Brisbane, and so I got that one. And then Giuseppe did pick Sandby for Gdansk, so pretty cool.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Anyways, the all right, back to the smart money. Honestly, with it being such a small pool, I don't know. We could just like skip it if people don't have any guesses.
I have one.
Okay,
I'm
go ahead,
ready.
Joe. What do you got?
Well, I'm gonna take Juan Salerno, of course.
Yeah, Juan is a very good guess. So, Adi, do you have one as
I had
well?
backup if I couldn't get Juan. So.
Yeah. I got one because the World Cup of Pokemon is happening right now. Victor Road is hosting that, big week. This is the last week of the group stages, and so a bunch of teams are right on the edge of qualifying, including Team India, which needs a win against Taiwan to make it through to the next round. And I gotta go. I went and looked through Team Argentina and who's doing well, and Fernando Ferreira is undefeated along with Juan Salerno. And so I'm going to pick him as my pick. He has some pretty decent result in some other LATAM events, and got to pick an Argentinian in an event where you don't know how many people are going to travel to it.
Max gave confirmation that Kenneth's going, and I do like
That's a good one.
Kenneth's teams from what I've seen in Regulation H. Like, I just feel like we have similar taste, so I'll throw up Kenneth, and then Max did say, I imagine Max might be going as well. Max Morales or Javier Valdez. Pick one, Nano. Which one?
I want my wild card, Sebastian Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
Why not?
Yeah. Didn't he win Buenos Aires, or he got second at Buenos Aires last year?
I think he was second, but I'm not sure 100%.
Max is not going. Okay, Max is not going. Good thing you didn't pick him. All right. Then moving on to the Las Vegas Regional Championships. This one I checked like just last night, like 860, I think is what I saw.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Everyone
a big
here
event.
is going. Yeah, well, the thing about that one, Joe, that kills me every time is that it was capped. It could have been so
Could have gone bigger. Yeah, could have
gone so much bigger. But if we get back on that topic, we're gonna be talking about it for the rest of the episode because it's just so sad, so annoying. Anyways, gonna be a very very cool tournament. I think they also did allow a couple of refunds in. So there still will be, of course, the mixed divisions and the no shows at play. So probably gonna dip back into the high 700s at least. I would say is what we're gonna actually see this weekend. And with that said, I think it is going to be a very difficult tournament. So it's going to be very very fun. This is the last one for NA. So expect a lot of NA players, I guess, to just be going all out. If they're not going to LAIC, then there's no reason to hold anything back. No reason to. I mean, I don't know. I'm saying that like anybody. I think you're supposed to bring the best team you've got available to you to every tournament. Nobody's like really saving things anymore. But anyway,
Yeah.
how many no shows for day 2? Hopefully none. I get why. I get why. Never mind.
Lots of late nights
Well-
happening in Vegas, before day 2.
Yeah, you think if Darsh makes day 2, no shot he's making it to the.
You know what?
Uh,
In the spirit of gambling, all right, everybody pick a number. How many no shows for day 2? They just pick like a single, or double digit. I was gonna say a single digit number, but yeah.
See, Vegas is really good at distracting people, but I feel like Pokemon players are stubbornly the most like Pokemon pilled people ever too. Because I remember, no matter like what regional it is or anything, it's always like, even if someone's like playing the next day, or like they're playing the next day, I'm like, hey, you want to like go out anyways, and then just like get back to your room at like 10. They're like, no. And then like I think the only time like our friend group has gone out like late when like, you know what I mean, like someone's been in day 2 was when I was in day 2. I was out till like 3 a.m. in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go out, of course. Like, I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging, but I'm like, I want you to remember this for next time. Of course, no one remembered it for next time, but you know what I mean? Like, I think I say, and all of that to say, I think it'll be 2 players that no show.
I'm gonna meet you halfway there, Joe. Like, I am not the person that goes out like clubbing or partying or drinking or anything like that. However, I am also not the person that wants to spend my night just like in the hotel room prepping my matchups. So I will hang out late. Maybe it's at somebody else's hotel room playing games or something like that. Because yeah, it just, come on, guys. Like, it'll be fine. You're especially if you're like going into the second day 6-2. It's like you could play one of like 50 people. Just read the team sheet when it's handed to you. Like, it's fine.
Okay, Alex, you say that, but here's the thing. We've had 9 or 10 rounds in day 1 for the last couple of regionals, and I think that's going to make this number go up, because if you go 6-2 to make day 2 and then you lose round 9 and that's the end of the day, and so now you're 6-3, maybe you do go party and not show up to day 2. I mean, you can't make top cut anymore, right? I know Joe's not showing up to day 2 at 6-3.
All right, let me actually really quick, on a serious note, because that we don't know for sure how that's going to go this weekend, right? I've had some people asking. We just saw 10 in Lille, right? A brutal 10. And then we saw 9 rounds in Gdansk on day 1. With both of those times, for people that aren't 100% certain, it's not 10 rounds of Swiss for everybody. Or 9. It's the first round of day 2 or the first 2 rounds of day 2 is what they played. Phase 2, as they call it, because that is why they switched the naming convention. By the way, I think I warned at the beginning of the season why they were switching this naming convention from day 2 to phase 2 is because they wanted to put some of those games on day 1. And so, yeah, I've heard some people say that the 10 round, 9 round stuff is because of it's an EU thing, basically, is what they were saying, like that it's actually not going to
with the convention
persist.
centers.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. So there's a decent chance that we're not doing that at all. I think we probably would have gotten some kind of update or email if it was going to be like the technically unexpected at this point 9 or 10 rounds. Like, we've been playing 8 rounds and stuff like that. I actually haven't looked at my Vegas registration email if it specifies anything at all about the number of rounds being played. I really should have. But yeah, I think that's probably it's probably just going to be your usual 8 that we've had in the past couple seasons or past couple.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be an EU exclusive thing. Of course, I don't know for sure, right? But from my understanding, I would assume we're going to be business as usual, and that's more of like an EU thing. But you never know, right? So, although I'd be kind of upset if they kept this longer, because I want to. It's Vegas. I want to go out. I don't want to like be trapped for like 8, more than 8 rounds. Like, I mean, I'll do it, of course, because I'm there. But like, it would be nice to get out sooner.
Yep. That said, one person is missing day 2. I think I'm going only one. I just don't think, like, are we really going to see this? Maybe. All right.
I mean, if you're really playing 10 rounds, I'm going to 3 people. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. If it's 10 rounds, and we're saying people don't show up to day 2 and not phase 2. I would say it's like 15 people if it's 10 rounds. If it's 9 rounds,
Really?
maybe it's like 5.
15's crazy,
Yeah,
Ani.
dude.
But the people that went 0-2, you're
Absolutely.
saying?
Everyone who goes 6-4 is not showing up. Are you kidding me? I am not showing up if I'm 6-4. 0% chance.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you.
If it's 9 rounds, I think it's like 5, and if it's 8 rounds, I think it's 1. But yeah, I really think it depends on the number of rounds we play in day 1.
Man, this is funny. Okay, so yeah, I guess we don't have any like, well, Joe, you said you've been to Vegas. So I think everybody else said that this will be their first time going to Vegas. What are the fun what should people be doing in Vegas, I guess? Like if I don't know, whatever you
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, okay? If you go to Vegas, right, and you expect that at some point you will not get roped into gambling, I would be very impressed if you do not end up at a table at some point throughout your entire weekend trip. I think it is literally impossible. Like every casino is connected. You can walk through casinos without even having to touch the outside air. That's how like connected everything is, right? And on top of that too, like there's giant shopping centers between these like hotels, right, that are just all connected and everything. You could literally stay inside your entire Vegas vacation and still see a lot of stuff. That being said, like I think besides that, like what a lot of people like to go up for is, I mean, I guess this is also gambling though. It's like the old Vegas, I guess, like the north part, I think it's called, or something like that. And then there's like the more modern part, right? The MGM, the other stuff down there. Besides that, like I mean, there's like a lot of like what do they call like food that's like all about like stunning you or like kind of being like crazy, but not like, I'm trying to think of the word for it. Not stunt food. It's like something like that. It's like
Sure. Okay.
yeah, like whatever, right? Like that stuff is in Vegas, but stuff's actually pretty expensive. So like you're probably gonna end up spending money in Vegas. Like it doesn't matter where you are, like whatever you do, you're gonna end up spending money. But it's really fun. It's crazy. Like no matter what time it is, where you are, there's like always something going on, especially if you're in like a casino or whatever. When I was there, oh man, I remember I was. Oh man. Well, apparently what they do in the casinos is they like pump it with pure oxygen or something like that. So you're always like awake or like alert when you're there. They'll give you like free drinks, like everything. I remember I was in the Luxor, right? And I was up until like I think 6 or 7 a.m. And legitimately I'm like looking at the time, I'm like, damn, where did all the time go, right? And then I'm leaving Vegas like later, and I look at like my bank statements. I'm like, wow, that's like a giant hole I wasn't really expecting. So like it's always gonna be like a little bit more than you like think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While you're there, if you're trying to enjoy yourself like fully, I think, right? So
No, that's 100%. I think the authentic Vegas experience for sure. What two things then? One, I was curious about is I wonder what they're gonna do with it's the sphere, I think it's called, whatever that the big light up thing. I wonder if they'll actually do anything for Pokemon or
like a Pokeball.
Yeah, I'm thinking Pokeball, right? It's
like
gotta be a Pokeball. You can see that thing from the plane, right? I think my mom keeps like saying like to look out for it.
I think you can, yes. I think you can. Yes.
So that's cool. And then the other thing is like, because I'm not a gambling person. I don't think I will probably end up doing any. But the one way they'll get me is like if it's like the best restaurants or the best places to eat also are just like places where you can bet and gamble and stuff like that. Because
yes.
That's what I have to imagine, is because like I just want to get good food. Like that's pretty much my goal when going to any destination spot besides seeing some of the tourist stuff, is mostly just like, let's eat at interesting places. I have to imagine the interesting places are also places that you can gamble.
I have to tell you too, it is impressive. You walk off the plane and I swear the airport is covered in gambling machines. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
You could be leaving Vegas and still in the airports there are gambling machines all around. And even I remember leaving, I think I forgot what airline I flew in. I'm like waiting at my gate and there's a bunch of like slot machines in the middle of like the airport section where all the gates are. And I'm like, damn, they're really trying to like take every last penny from you before you leave, which is like crazy, you know? So it's like, it's pretty funny. I was always interested about that because I'm like, oh, it's kind of crazy that like in an airport, which is like, I mean, I know it's like obviously like usually like government controlled stuff like that, right? Like I think it's just really funny that they still have like all the gambling machines and everything in there. But yeah, it's definitely a one in a kind city. Like it's just like it's a really good time for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe they're not doing the sphere. Montes informed me that it's like 500K for a day. Holy shit!
Oh my god,
They're probably not doing the sphere.
World's finals in the Sphere in Vegas, please. Let's make it happen.
There we go. Wait, you can
That's-
go in
that's
it?
the only
I
place
didn't
where-
know that.
That would be sick.
I guess I didn't know that. Okay, so that
Yeah,
said,
I thought it was like an event hall too. I think it was an arena. Yeah,
time
no,
to
I'm super
place your
excited for
bet.
Vegas.
Go ahead, Adi.
Oh wait, hold up. I think Vegas, not just gambling, although like Joe said, you probably will get looped into gambling if you are above the age of 18. I think is the legal age. But yeah, I'm really excited for the food. The food is supposed to be really, really good in Vegas. If people have food recommendations, send them to me. I am excited to pig out while I'm in Vegas. And then there's also like lots of shows and stuff that happen. And so I still need to look into it. I still need to like plan my trip, but like I'm gonna be there for a few extra days, and so I'm gonna be looking into what's going on. And I'm sure there's gonna be stuff going on like on Saturday night as well. Hopefully we get out early enough where you can find one of the like various different like magic shows or comedy shows or all the different other random sorts of stuff that is always going through Vegas. Every casino has one, or every hotel has like these acts that come in. Like that's how they draw you in. And so looking forward to that as well. I think generally Vegas, and Joe, you can correct me because I have not been there, but I've done a little bit of research. The Vegas Strip is like the southern end is like MGM and all of their resorts, and then Caesars and all their resorts, and then like various random different stuff. And so if you like, I think that we are closest to the convention center is like closest to the northern end, and so it's like all the random stuff. But I don't know what the vibe is there. In terms of do you normally stick around in one resort, or do you go to a bunch of them? And Joe, do you have a preference between any of the brands?
So I mean, I think honestly, as long as you don't pick the old like crusty looking hotels that are like suspicious, you'll be like fine. I think it just depends on like also what you're trying to do. Like for example, if you're like trying to play like blackjack or something, you're gonna look for hotels that have like more favorable like, you know what I mean, table ratios, whether you get a blackjack or not, or like, you know what I mean, like a better minimum buy-in if you don't want to spend a lot of money. But generally speaking, like, so I enjoyed the Luxor just for like how it looked from being inside of it. Like you're inside of this like giant pyramid. It's like everything's super high up, like above you. It's a great like casino floor. There's like a food court right above. But like there's a bunch of other stuff. I think like to be honest, you definitely want to walk around Vegas. You don't only want to stay in one place. I feel like the whole enjoyable part is like you go around and you see as much as like you can for sure. And yeah, the older strip with like the older casinos, I was there for one of the days and it was pretty fun as well. For sure. Like I think it just like, and there's like I think there's a zip line actually. It's pretty expensive though from what I heard. It's also where the heart attack grill is actually, funny enough. But literally there's like a zip line that you can take that like takes you down the entirety of the like strip, I guess, or whatever, and you like can go above all of it and all the people and everything and like hit the other side, which is kind of cool. I didn't do it, but I might do it this time. That sounds kind of fun. So
that is really cool.
Yeah.
I saw somebody recommending the monorail pass as well. That's probably good advice.
Yeah, especially if you're staying around the convention center. The convention center is on public transit, and it looks like the strip is basically like a line that goes all the way up and down. And so it seems like everywhere you want to be is going to be mostly on public transit, which seems like the play from what I've heard.
Yeah, no, it's pretty sweet. It's a really good location. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually sad that it hasn't been a Worlds location ever before, and I really hope that instead of picking California in like Worlds like whatever year, you know what I mean, like next time it'll be like Vegas or something cool.
Vegas Worlds
like
would be crazy.
Vegas Worlds would that not be insane? Like that'd be such a cool Worlds. That would be like something that people are actually all really hyped for. Like I don't know. When I say California, I'm just like, oh man, again. Like I'm like, come on, like give me something else. Like unless it was like which one was the one that was the first Scarlet and Violet regional that was in California?
San Diego.
Yeah, that city was nice. That city was actually pretty nice. All the other ones, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Like it's fine, but I'm not like the most thrilled.
One last thing I wanted to mention before we move over to the smart money actually is that there was also a lot of stuff. We've made a lot of jokes about gambling and stuff, but one of the biggest gambles everyone's taking is to see if their flight will get there. I do know that there's a lot of that going on as well. Flights kind of getting like canceled and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe Audi knows more than I, but no, not really. Yeah. I'm just gonna show up to the airport and hope that it goes. I hope that it works.
Yeah.
I planned my flight early because of it.
Mine is early Friday.
So
Yeah.
what I've heard is that because of the government shutdown, they were going to have 10% less capacity, and so some flights were going to get canceled. That's what the
Right.
email that I got from my flight was like. Yeah, there's a 10% chance your flight gets canceled, basically. But it seems like the government shutdown is finally resolving. I don't know if that will be resolved or not by Friday, and everyone will be back and working by Friday when I'm flying out, or Thursday when people are flying out. There's a chance that they might still have the 10% less capacity, but I don't know, and good luck. Yeah, absolutely. I hope everyone gets there.
I'm getting in Thursday for better or for worse, so I might be like outside the convention center on Saturday, like shaking a can by the time like everyone else is there, you know. But hopefully, hopefully I will be fine getting in there earlier. So
and if you're flying in Thursday, then you can get rescheduled on Friday, so it's not like the worst. But if you're flying on Friday, then you really are just crossing your fingers, which is what I'm doing.
Yep. I'm just like you said, Adi. I'm hoping everybody gets there safe and without issue. All right, time to place your bets. Smart money. Who are you picking to win the whole thing? Neno, let's start with you.
Yeah, I will say my money goes to Rajan because every time it gets too silent about this guy, when the world forgets him, he shines.
All right, I love it. I love it. As somebody who has seen a decent insight into what Rajan's running, I will not be putting my money on Rajan. Personally, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Joe, who's your pick?
Kinugawa, it will be my pick.
All right, picking the invader. Well, one of there's several invaders. We're talking to an invader right here in the call. I'm so excited to see how that happens, how that shakes out. But yeah, that's a sick pick. All right, Adi.
My turn. Okay, I am picking Brian Collins. I think that that hard trick room team is like very, very good right now. I think people are not going to be ready for it. I think it's well positioned into the metagame. And it's been doing pretty consistently well. And so if anyone's going to pilot it to success, it's going to be Angelo Hunter himself.
And it's Vegas themed as well.
It's pretty Vegas themed, yeah.
It's Vegas themed.
Honestly, I think a lot of teams in the format are Vegas themed. It is pretty funny that we talked about this last week. But like Direclaw Sneasler kind of on the way out right now. Actually, at least in Gdansk, when we were looking at the data, less than half of Sneaslers were running Direclaw because they're all dropping in favor of the Acrobatics set. And yeah, I think that if you're running Sneasler and you're not running Direclaw at this tournament, come on, just live a little. See what the dice says.
Those are also fake stats because it's Europe. Like as soon as you go back to NA, it's gonna be Direclaw like on top again.
Yeah. Guys, put your bets on yourself. I mean, yes, power 100%, but I also kind of like soft ban that on the show because it's really lame. For like you're supposed to put your faith in somebody else and be like, this is the person I want to give a shout out. Like it'd be like, yeah, I think the weird part about picking yourself is not that it's just a confidence boost, but you also do have the most direct influence over how your own tournament goes. Like whatever. This is also not serious. It's for fun. So pick somebody else. Anyways, no, Mike, I would ban you from picking yourself. You'd have to pick somebody else. You have to. It's the rules. All right, my pick. Adi stole it. Whoops. Well, I'll take Billy then. William.
Wait, did I really steal your pick?
Yeah, you did. I was gonna pick Brian Collins. Yeah, genuinely, I was like, I actually feel like this one's gonna sneak by. I don't know if anyone's gonna grab him before I do. Even though I know I'm going last, but man, funny. Okay, yeah. Well, we already talked about Reg F, so I guess let's go ahead and move on to finishing off with the calculator. Also, I forgot to mention, because I don't know if I've seen any in the chat. Oh, maybe there's been some. But yeah, definitely put your smart monies in the chat as well, because it'll be on screen on the YouTube video. It'll be memorialized or whatever, so that next week when you're right, we'll know. Anyways,
post them in the comments too. Gotta know. You gotta immortalize it somewhere. Otherwise, we won't believe you.
Yeah, otherwise you're just lying. You're literally just lying. Okay, Calc is right. The way that it works is everybody's going to present a Calc, just like verbally saying out all of the circumstances, and then everybody says that they are ready, and once we're ready, we all put forward a guess, and if the guess is in the range, then you get the point. That's really it. There's no actual real stakes on this. For example, if I said, how much does 220 special attack Abomasnow Blizzard do to a max HP Abomasnow, and you say 40, you would get the point. So, yeah, with that said, does anybody have a Calc to start with?
Okay, I do have one. I prepared
Joe,
this
let's
one in
go for it.
advance, but it is an incredibly funky calc. So I'm excited. I feel like the range has to be like if you're within like 200 to 300% of this calc, you can be correct on it basically. Okay, are you ready? You might need to like
Sure.
actually like hear it. Okay. All right. So this is a Typhlosion launching an attack. Okay, and it's into an Abomasnow with Fluffy.
Yeah.
So the Abomasnow has Fluffy.
Yeah.
Okay. It has the Typhlosion is throwing out Choice Specs 252 Modest Ember with Terrifier, Solar Power, Helping Hand, Beads of Ruin activated,
Yeah.
and also Power Spot is active as well.
Sure.
So I'll recap. Choice Specs 252 Modest Typhlosion using Ember with Beads of Ruin, Terrifier, Helping Hand, Power Spot against Fluffy Abomasnow, and it's in Sun as well, I should say. I forgot to say in
All
Sun.
right, Joe. Here's what I'm gonna do, just so we can track it all. I'm gonna type it all into an Armourouge, so it won't even give us even the slightest hint of how much damage it's doing, because the Armourouge has Flash Fire. And so let's go. So we got Modest, Choice Specs, Sun.
Modest, Choice Specs, Solar Power.
Is it single target by the way?
Sun.
Oh, sorry, it's Ember. The move is Ember.
It's Ember. Yeah, it's Ember.
Which,
So...
well, fun fact, you would think it gets the base power boost, right? But because of Helping Hand, it doesn't. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I
think it does change it. Yeah,
And
Helping Hand.
Yeah, Monster knows it the hard way.
Here, I'm gonna specifically. I'll put in without the actual calc in it, so you have it right there. Yes, I'm gonna make sure it doesn't reveal anything. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. I don't think this has a damage range at all. Okay, I put it in the chat. I'll also put it in the I'll put it in the Twitch chat as well.
Okay, so we got max HP Abomasnow. The Abomasnow is invested though.
Yes, it's max. I don't know if that changes
I'm
very
kidding,
much.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Okay, so we gave our Typhlosion solar power somehow. Sure, we did some seal swapping.
Yes. Yes,
exactly. Yeah, of course.
All right, okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I got a number.
I got my number as well.
Okay.
Neno, whenever you're ready, just say you're ready out loud or something like that.
Oh, I start? Okay.
No, you're not. Yeah, just when you're ready, just say like I'm good to go or I'm ready, and then. But are you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Joe, pick who to start.
Okay, Adi, we'll go with you first because you were like ready.
I think this is killing 16 Abomasnows, which means I think that means it's 1,600%. Is that the right number? I think
Okay. All right, Alex, what do you think?
Adi's scaring me. I only had 12. I had 12 Abomasnows, so I had 1,200. That max HP, it makes a difference.
Yeah,
I'm at 8 because Ember is such a whack move.
Okay, all right, let's see it.
Like
so
what's up?
You have Vessel of Ruin, not Beads of Ruin.
Oh, thank you. That will, in fact, beads. Okay. All right. Abomasnow.
The Abomasnow, and the Abomasnow is fluffy as well, so it's taking extra fire damage. That was part of it.
Yes. Fluffy. Why not?
Sorry, I know I picked like the most obnoxious, like random calc. I was just like,
no, it's good. It's good. Oh, did you say it was Terrifier? I actually didn't look in the. I might not have.
Terrifier.
He did.
Oh no, Adi, are you popping off early?
I popped off early. The Terrifier.
It's within 300. I said if it's within like 200 or 300, I think it's like fair. I feel like that's like close enough.
Wow. So 19.
It kills 19 to 22 Typhlo.
The eruption kills 53.
I was thinking about doing eruption at first, but then I was like, no, that's just like real. So I was like, I'll just do Ember. Like, you know.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was like low-key like giggling to myself a little bit while I was putting this in. I'm just like looking at like Ember killing like 20 Abomasnows. I'm like, this is really funny. But,
so it looks like somebody in the chat did get it. One of the only people to get it. Yeah, Power guessed 2,010%, and that's within the range. So well done.
Yeah.
That's goated. All right. Anybody else have a calc ready to go? I'll think on one a second here.
trying to see anything cool in the GC, but nothing cool came with except for Neno's team. Nothing cool came from the GC. I gotta see
I
a.
can do a Cleaver or Calc if you guys want.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely, I'd love a. Cleaver
What do you want us to calc it against? Tell us the situation.
Yes, I'm Cleaver against Incineroar, just like a normal one. I'm Jolly, max attack, and I'm facing a max HP Incineroar
Okay.
with 4 death.
And -1.
And your sharpness, right? Sharpness.
Yeah, I took the Intimidate.
And your sharpness. Okay, cool.
Yes. What's the range?
Ooh.
What's the?
I got my
what's the
number.
instant?
I'm ready
max
to.
HP 4.
Max HP 4. Ooh, okay.
I'm ready to.
Yeah, I got a number.
You said Jolly, right? You said Jolly?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay, Joe, hit it.
Okay, I think it's going to be 90%. Or like that's where the number comes for me. Where I think it is.
Interesting.
All right.
Ali?
This is giving me. I feel like this is a roll to kill, so I'm gonna say 100%.
Oh man, is it really that
Alex?
strong? I have 85. And I almost was wondering if that was too high. Because I was just like, if it's adamant nature, is it just killing it dead? Like, that's what I was wondering. All right, let's run it.
This is not a bulky Incineroar. I think that really impacted my calc. I think it might have missed.
Oh my god! Oh, we still have helping hand in power spot. We still have helping hand in power
okay.
spot.
I was like, what?
I'm just gonna refresh the page to get rid of all that stuff.
I think Cleaver is nice, but not that nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of disappointing, actually.
Oh
That's
dang!
kinda
It's only doing
disappointing.
60%.
Do not
Dang.
lock this mon for Vegas. Do not lock this mon for Vegas.
Yeah.
Doesn't even kill after Rock's chip. Does not even kill after Rock's chip.
No. You
It's
set up the
horrible, right?
rocks and it doesn't die.
Wait,
Oh,
if it
man.
was adamant, how much does it hit? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, because Choice Scarf is reasonable. Yeah, it's a range to kill. Wait,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
isn't, or do we not have the stealth rocks button? Oh, we do. Put it up. 37% chance to OHKO after rocks. That's how you do calcs in
Yo,
OU,
hey.
baby. That's how you do OU calcs.
Yo, Adi, we hella overestimated this mon, by the way. We were like expecting way more. Yeah.
It's a 135 attack stat. It's supposed to sharpness. It's got a
Yeah, right?
Stone Axe is like base.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's base 65 power. That's the part that always gets you. Why did they make all these moves that low power? Just make it absolutely unusable in VGC. Except for, I guess, I mean, I say that, but you did use it and you did do well. But like, these moves had a little higher base power. They'd be so good.
100%. All right.
What do you guys think about against Rillaboom? Also -1, you're facing Rillaboom and Incineroar. What is
God, into the
Rillaboom right
Rillaboom,
now?
it's doing
100%?
like 30. It's doing 40.
No, I mean like X-Scissor.
Oh, the X-Scissor. Oh,
X-Scissor, and you're intimidated, right? You're saying X-Scissor,
Yes.
but you're intimidated. And you're Jolly, right?
Against like, I don't know, 140 HP?
Yeah, I
Rilla?
think that's...
It's probably a comparable number. It's probably a very comparable number. I'd
right?
probably
Isn't it
say
usually like the same thing? So this time I won't
Maybe
whiff it.
a
I'll say
little less.
60.
maybe a little less, because I think Rillaboom has a little bit more HP, so you're probably doing like 60% maybe.
Right.
Or 60, 70-ish.
Let's see, what is the standard one? 252. I'm throwing it in. Let's see. 140. Well, we're not intimidated, but also what the heck? Oh, we're adamant.
Oh, yeah.
Jolly. And -1.
Oh, what? Okay, never mind.
Why is it? Oh, well, then the stealth rocks. Well, then the stealth rocks don't factor in.
Oh,
why is that
okay.
doing so much? Why is that doing so
wait.
much? Dang.
Wait, isn't X-Scissor... Wait, what's Stone Axe's base power? It's 90,
Oh,
right?
that's what's
no,
getting us.
it's 60.
Stone Axe is
60. No,
65.
60.
Oh, it's 65?
It's
Yeah.
Oh, this move is horrible. Wait, I should
Yes.
never have guessed 90 then. What? I'm
I'm with you,
this move
Joe.
was like
I totally
90 or
forgot
something.
the.
What?
I also forgot the base power.
It is
Yeah.
90 with sharpness. That's the
Yes,
problem.
with sharpness.
Oh,
Yo.
all right.
Spawn's a fraud.
Howdy, what's yours?
I've got my calc ready. This is a real thing that passed through my builder in Vegas prep. Real calc that I had to run. You've got on one end, on the receiving end, you've got calc default Grassy Seed Sneasler at +1 defense. I think there's a calc. There's one in the damage.
Should I
calc.
pull it up or no?
Yeah, you can pull it up. Yeah, it's the defensive guy. On the offensive end, you've got a Cerulege that is at +2 attack. Just 252 attack, adamant, let's say. Clicking Bitterblade into this Sneasler. How much is it doing?
Can we do Poltergeist after as well? My guess is 0.
Oh, shit. Well, I didn't say in grassy terrain, so you're actually wrong.
No! Well, I was saying 0 because I
Got
missed.
him.
Okay. So it's +2,
Oh,
+2 Bitterblade, Adamant, 252 attack, Cerulege, you said?
yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna assume
Ooh.
that one shots
Hmm.
actually. I think.
Well, hold on.
Well,
Don't
actually,
say yet. Don't say yet. Don't say yet.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry, I forgot we have a like.
No, you're good.
pause.
You're good.
I'm gonna rethink my answer in the meantime.
Gosh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm
Oh,
tentatively ready. I'm tentatively ready.
I've got it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. I guess I'll start with Joe because you seem so confident. What do you think?
I'm gonna say 101%.
101%. All right.
In that
Alex,
range,
what do you
like
think?
within in the middle. That's like the middle part, I think.
No, yeah, you're
Mhm.
supposed to aim for the middle, anyways. Like if you,
Yeah.
that's kind of how you play it. Okay, I want 80%.
Okay, 80%. And Nena, what do you think?
I was like 65, 70. I'm
Okay.
surprised. I mean, Sneasler is like
Okay.
+1 depth, right?
It is.
+1 defense, yes.
All right, let's
You
see.
probably should put it. I think you
Shouldn't
should
be
put it in
100.
grass siege.
I believe in Cerulege.
Oh yeah. I guess I'll throw on Grassy so that it knows. And then Cerulege Calc default is ready. And I think I'm the one to get it. Just me.
Yep.
Wait.
All right.
Yeah.
78
I overestimated.
93.
Yeah.
Overestimated.
Come on, not nearly good enough, sadly.
You get the
Yeah.
2-tap. You get the 2-tap with Shadow Sneak if you're running that afterwards.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's pretty funny. All right.
See, but if you're like me and you overestimate every time, you'll be really happy when your Pokemon survives. So it's like kind of a method in that way if you think about it, right? So
It's my favorite thing lately
Yeah.
has been the kill it watch roll method, which is just take whatever you're expecting and it's doing 75% of that because that mon does not do damage. Whatever you want, it's doing 75% of it. All right, my calc then. I think there's been somebody going around with actually a different player going around with pledges, and so. Let's say how much does a Life Orb Primarina max modest going for the Meowscarada used Grassy Pledge, and then the Primarina is following up with the combo Pledge attack into, I'll say, Calc Default Rillaboom. I think Calc Default Rillaboom might be a little more spadef than your average. But I'm just going to stick with it, whatever. That's the one we're going to look at. So that Rillaboom versus this modest Prim. And if it's relevant, Grassy Terrain is up.
I think I have mine.
Sorry, what was the type combination of the pledges?
Meowscarada and Primarina.
Grass water.
Grasswater.
So grass, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Yeah. I got a number.
No, you got your number ready?
Let's go.
Okay. All right, we'll start with Adi.
I know this is a lot of multipliers. I still don't think it does very much. It's really bulky. I think it's doing 45.
All right. Joe?
The number that jumps out to me is 49%.
All right. No.
I had 60.
60. All right. Let's see. I don't know the answer myself, honestly. It definitely hurts, and it should get the grassy terrain boost because it's a grass move. And then the other fun surprise is that I actually don't know how to calc this one. I might have picked a weird one. I might have to
You get stab, right? Stab, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, Here we go.
There you go.
Grass pledge. How does that work? It does get stabbed. That's the fun part.
Yes.
Okay, and I think Adi, what did you throw up as well? You threw.
I said
45.
45.
Yeah,
Joe
and
said
then
49.
Joe was in there with
49.
49. So I think you both nailed it. I don't think I'm missing anything. Yeah, it doesn't have any extra multipliers, but it does use the grassy terrain, which is the fun part of it. And yeah, it's definitely funny. I mean, I think I saw this hit a Whimsicott and like almost kill it or something like that, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, you gotta chill. Yeah, the pledge moves can get quite strong. Pretty funny. And the fun part is that like you actually don't even need that much speed investment to outspeed like Psychic Seed Sneasler if it's in Swamp, because Swamp quarters your speed. So like I think that puts Sneasler somewhere around the like 80 mark, which is just insane. Because what Sneasler 172 times 2 is 3044, and then divided by 4. 86. So 86 speed to outspeed an Adamant Psychic Seed Sneasler, or if they're Grassy Seed as well. Yeah, pledges are really funny. I think somebody was trying that out. Maybe also in World Cup. I think that's going on right now. And yeah, I think somebody's trying it over there too.
I'm kind of surprised pledges aren't like low key more played, to be honest. It's kind of
like a 2-move tailwind is the difficult part, but it's a little bit stronger.
But
or like
I think that what you said about the Sneasler thing, where because it's a 4x drop, Sneasler outspeeds things even in Tailwind when it's got the seed boost, and so now it is pretty cool that, or the unburdened boost. So now it is pretty cool that you can drop that down, and all of a sudden it's actually a lot less effective as a combination.
Yeah, and you don't even have to run much in speed. Like Blood Moon can easily clear 86 without that much investment. So like you could just still run bulk. Yeah, that was just the cool part to me, is I was like, dang, how much speed are these Pokemon running on this team? And I was like, not much. When you quarter a Pokemon's speed, it's like nothing. Like the Pokemon's not doing anything anymore. Oh man, pledges are funny. All right, well, we went a little bit long here, so appreciate you guys hanging out for so long, especially our guests here, Joe. No, thank you both for joining us.
Happy to be here. It was fun.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
So if you guys are here watching now, but you didn't catch the beginning, it'll be up on Audie's YouTube channel tomorrow. CK49 is the channel you want to look up. And yeah, we'll be back next week to break down, the VR tour, Vegas and stuff like that. So definitely stick around. And if you're going to Toronto, make sure that you're signing up for it if you're watching this on YouTube, because yeah, don't miss that. Because that's like today, I think. And yeah, otherwise we're gonna throw the reign over to Kira.
Kira, say hi. One of my good friends from Austin. She's doing some she's playing some ZA right now. So go say hi, tell her where you came from.
Lit. All right, well, y'all have a good rest of your evening, and I'll catch you around. Peace out, peeps.